of the sudden death of his beloved wife, Elizabeth.
Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome back to Castlevania Lament of Innocence, the livestream playthrough. My controller is not close to me, I have to go and get that. Ah, pink controller. It's not only the controller that's pink, the whole thing's pink. My console's pink, my memory card's pink. So, yeah. And it never looks as good on camera either. It's a much nicer pink than this. Anyway, let's go and enter the game. I'm pleased to announce, for those who are not familiar with this fact, that I am indeed recording with component cables now. Previously, I was recording with AV cables in standard definition, upscaling to around like 480, I think, something like that. Wasn't too good, but this is a lot better and more fitting for the PlayStation 2 itself. Can we stop? Just stop doing that. Yeah, well, I can play this, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that, necessarily. Looks a little bit better. I mean, it's not going to floor you. You're not going to be, you know, thrown out of your chair in shock and amazement by the difference in quality versus the previous recording, but it is a little better. And as I said, more fitting for this console, because by this point you would be wanting to use component cables as opposed to AV cables. AV cables are more for everything prior to PlayStation 2 era. And at the very least, because I am indeed using a PlayStation 2, when I do play my PS1 games, I will also be able to get the benefits of component out. So, that's a good thing. Certainly a good thing. I will pop out my chat, ensuring that everything is fine on YouTube anyway. Yes, it is saying Lament of Innocence is being played. I have to tell you that I so much prefer the cover of Lament of Innocence in the North American version, and to my understanding, also the Japanese version. I think the North American and Japanese game covers are the same. We've talked about the differences in the previous video. They decided to go with a rather different cover in Europe and the UK and Australia, and it's not as good. And they also decided that it would just be called Castlevania, which I don't think is very good at all. I think that's honestly quite ridiculous. Anyway, I am going to get the Twitch chat organised now. And then we will begin the game, or return to the game. Continue the game would be the appropriate way to refer to that. In terms of what we were doing in the last video, I can't clearly remember for the reason that the area we were going through really just all looked like part of the same area. One of the good things about playing Castlevania is that as you go through Dracula's castle, and I'm assuming that that's where we're going through, I don't have absolute confirmation of that fact, but I can only assume that if we're going through a castle, then it is Dracula's castle. That's typically what you're doing when you're playing a Castlevania game. But typically when you go through Dracula's castle, you get a lot of scenery changes, and along with those scenery changes, you go up against different enemies. But at the moment, I've been going through pretty much the same sort of places, everything looks about the same, and I've been going up against the same sort of enemies. I did have the displeasure, not the pleasure of, but the displeasure of fighting a new enemy towards the end of the previous video that almost killed me because he was quite strong. So that's not necessarily a bad thing, because that means the game does have the potential to challenge me, just not all that often, at least not at this stage in the game. We will see how things progress, but for the moment, yeah, not too much difficulty to speak of, which isn't a bad thing for the reason that I did just get done with Castlevania Legacy of Darkness, the game that preceded this one when it comes to the 3D Castlevania games, and that was difficult, but not even by design. It was just difficult because it was early 3D and they were expecting too much of me, I feel, given that it was early 3D. But anyway, we're not going to talk about Legacy of Darkness, because then we'll be having a miserable time, won't we? So we are currently at the House of Sacred Remains. Now, the House of Sacred Remains looks very similar to the entrance of the castle. I don't know what that was called. All I can tell you is that the House of Sacred Remains really looks about the same as everything else, which well, it's not necessarily a bad thing. What it could indicate is that the areas that you go through are much larger than they would be in 2D Castlevania, but don't know. Is this save data correct? Is it correct? Well, if it's incorrect, then what would I do? Would I ask the game very nicely to maybe give me the correct save data? It's not how that works. Is this save data correct? The question should be, would you like to load this save data? Not, is this save data correct? That's a very strange question to ask. Is it correct? If it were incorrect, it would mean that there was some sort of save corruption, or I had forgotten to save, or the save failed, or something like that. At which point, what would I do? I would, I guess, just put up with it. So, whether it's correct or not, too bad, I'm playing. So yes, obviously, the question is supposed to be, would you like to load this save data? But they ask it in a very stupid way. So in terms of the brightness of the game, I'm still not entirely sure if I'm happy. Well, okay, I did set up the video prior to this recording. I set it up yesterday, just because I wanted to set, that was when I received my component cable. At that time, I wanted to see how it looked. And in doing so, I set up this recording yesterday, visually speaking. But I've decided that it's a little too dark. I don't want it to be that dark. So I will boost the brightness by a little bit. Not by too much, because I think the game is supposed to be a little dark. But that's a bit too dark, in my opinion. See, that's alright. That's not boosting it too much. And it still looks dark. But it's not too dark, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for dark, but there is definitely a line drawn there. So, just making sure everything's alright. I'm still not 100% on the audio levels. I have somehow managed to forget what audio levels I chose to go with for my first recording, and I think they were alright. Again, what I go for is fairly audible game audio, but not so audible that it clashes with my vocal audio, which has been it's always a difficult balance, especially when you're as anal as I am about those sorts of things, and I'm almost never happy with it, but anyway. I just need to remember the controls here, because actually the TV's a bit too loud. I think I'm about to run out of battery on my TV remote also, and it's AA battery, so I'm going to have to go and fish out some AA's. Excuse me, AAA's. I've got plenty of AA batteries, it's AAA that I don't have too many of. Okay, so these are the controls. How do I zoom out? Can I zoom out? Probably not. Doesn't matter, because I can do this. So if I remember correctly, we want to go to B1F, because we got a certain distance through the castle, but I wasn't sure if there was going to be a save point nearby. So to be safe, what I did was I backtracked all the way from B1F to whatever this is, 1F, and made my way all the way to that save room, just to make sure that I wouldn't totally have wasted my time. So we're going this way? Okay. Keeping in mind that we have already explored everything in this direction on this floor, so we can just run through all these enemies without difficulty. Keeping in mind also that there is no experience system, which is weird to me. I don't really understand why they chose not to have an experience system, especially when that was a standard in Castlevania games prior to this point. I guess they've decided that there is a standard for, how do I shield again? There we go, that's how we shield. Like a shield, you doing that, which is important because we can get MP that way. Come on. Excellent. Not sure what your health is, my friend. With this much MP, I'd be better off doing an actual... Oh, hello. He's on fire, or something. I guess when he starts to glow orange, it means that he's going to detonate in such a way as to cease existing, or however that works. And again, I don't need to kill any of these enemies, so I'm probably going to not do that. Whoops, I am using that menu on the right analog stick. It's a radial menu, and I don't like it at all, because I don't even intend to touch that right analog stick. There's no reason to touch it unless you want to do something with the radial menu. That's strange. Why? Oh, that's right. It's this room. So this room requires a puzzle to get through. It's not really a puzzle. It's like it's a task that must be done. Let's see if we can remember how to do this. But yeah, I don't intend to touch that analog stick, but okay, I'm definitely not going to make it. Oh, that's right. I have a double jump. So we're going to try that again because I'm not going to have the time. Let's try that again. Oh, we have to remain standing on it all the way, which makes sense, I suppose. Please get up there, holy god. I'm probably not going to make it. You have to be pretty fast with this. Okay. You'll have to forgive me. I haven't played too much of this game, and it's probably been 2 weeks since I was last playing it. So I need to relearn how to do all this. Oh, okay, so we are... I thought that we were required to do a jump mid-air to stay in the air, but actually no, we just need to get the timing correct with the whip as we cross. Like so. This is all being done manually, this is not an automatic process. Get through the door, please. You have to actually physically get through the door, otherwise those spikes will appear, and you won't be able to continue. I do have a beverage with me, but I'm a little concerned that no one seems to be around. Am I correct that there's no one around at the moment? I'm not sure why. Maybe today's just, well, who have we got on YouTube? Yeah, we've got no one. I'm not sure what's happened here. This is the loneliest stream I think I've ever done. We are, I believe, 11 minutes in and no one's here. So that's a bit of a shame, but I can probably just get a beer ready anyway. I'm not sure. I like to share that with my viewers in a way, but there's no one to share it with at this time, and I'm not entirely sure why. The reason why I'm concerned is not just because I don't have viewers at this moment, it's because I don't know if everything's going well with the live stream. I mean, I can guess, everything appears to be fine, but it is always important when you are going live to at least have viewers to give you some level of feedback if something goes to shit. You know, that's just how it is. It's live, so you can't make any changes after the fact. Alright, so I think we are now at B1F, which is where we are going to be continuing. I don't know what that red direction is over there. That might be a boss. If it is, then I'm definitely not going to be going in that direction. There's nowhere for me to go towards the east there that is not going through that red door, ultimately. In fact, I've been there before. I've discovered that, I've explored that area. That's frustrating because I can't remember what's there. Well, okay. If I can't remember what's there, then maybe I should double check that? Would it have been anything of any real significance? You know what it probably is? It's one of those doors that require the pressure plates to be stood on in order to activate the colors on the door. I would guarantee that that's what it is. So if that is the case, and I would say that's a pretty good guess, I will probably not go that way. It means that I need to go and step on a pressure plate elsewhere. And see that icon on the map over there? My guess is that that's going to be a usable item. It looks like a dagger, so it could be the throwing knife. I'm not too sure. I'm going to set up a beer. So, I've got stout today. Got what they call a long-necked bottle in Australia. I don't know why. The neck of the bottle is not necessarily long, it's just the bottle's large, so technically if you were to measure the length of the neck of the bottle with a regular sized bottle, yes, it would be actually longer, but it is proportionate to the size of the bottle. Hello, Takashi. I went 10 minutes with no viewers, which is a new one for me. But I'm glad you're here anyway. Need to pour the water out of that. Okay, so I'm going to be drinking this stout. This is a little unusual, not everyone does this. I'm a little bit unusual in this regard, but I'm going to be drinking this out of a huge Hergarten tumbler. It holds about half a litre. Well, more than half a litre. That's half a litre right there. So it can actually hold about 750 mils. So, oh, you've been here for 5 minutes or so, I see. Well, I guess you were that one viewer. I thought I was that one viewer. There you go. The mysterious Takashi. Or the elusive Takashi, I should say. But this is Cooper's best extra stout. I always thought that was very strange to call it best extra stout, because that obviously, it prompts the question, what is your extra stout that's not your best extra stout? To my understanding, they only have one extra stout. So, I don't know. But it's a decent stout. Hello, Jenny. It's a decent stout, and I'm quite ready to get started with it. Probably should have angled it a little harder there. That is a bigger head than I was anticipating on a stout. No, actually, that's about right. I won't be able to get all of what's in this bottle here in this glass on account of the head, but that's quite alright. So that's about half a litre. Oh. And I will let that sit a little bit. Doesn't need to sit for long, just a short while. Drinking the blood of your victims in Skyrim, indeed. Well, do enjoy that. Jenny has a Naruto-themed Skyrim mod where she is playing as Sasuke Uchiha. Or Uchiha Sasuke would be the correct way to refer to that. Anyway, vampire ninja build, yeah, sounds about right to me. Okay, so I think we're ready to continue through the game. This is going to be stuff that I haven't gone through before. Of course, I'm playing this game for the first time, have never gone through Lament of Innocence before, and therefore have never been in these areas before. So anything could happen. Those of you... oh, stop it. Well, again, with no experience system, I have no reason to clear these rooms if I've been through them before. That was the enemy I think who caused trouble. I believe I fought him twice now. He's just larger. I hadn't fought him before, so therefore he wasn't quite so predictable. Now, is this a throwing knife? That's a pretty big dagger. When you've got a dagger of that visual size, then it really doesn't look like a throwing knife. It looks more like a really... okay, they've called it a dagger there, but when you have the dagger symbol that large, it ends up looking like a giant fat blade that you might be swinging around. You still have your Japanese copy of the game? Alrighty. That's a stout, alright. So, I say that because I haven't had a stout recently, so it's funny to taste something so different to what I'm used to. When was the last time I had a stout? I used to get this stout that hasn't been sold recently at all. I don't think it's been brewed recently. It's called Feral Boris the Russian Imperial Stout. It's quite nice. It's an Imperial Stout, so it's quite different to a standard stout or an extra stout. But it is stout nonetheless, and it is quite nice. But I used to get those fairly often. I had one on camera out of a Maledzu glass back when I first started going live on my channel, and it was in Breath of the Wild. I remember it was one of my first, it was like my first or second, probably my first recording while live in Breath of the Wild, whatever part that would have been. This area gave you Harry Potter vibes. Yes, I can imagine that. I'm not too sure how I'm expected to continue. Admittedly, I have not really looked properly as to what I should be doing, so I will start doing that now. We have two directions to go in here, but both directions are barred. So that means we have to do something in the room in order to open these doors. And hopefully, oh, I see. We need to move these in a certain order. And my guess is that this is being Well, no, it really is as simple as just getting all of the heads to be goat heads, I believe. Are they goat heads? The horns indicate to me that they are goat heads, but I'm guessing it's really as simple as that. Really, it's not as simple as that? There was one that was different, so I assumed that if I made them all the same, then that would be enough to get through the door. Apparently not. So my guess is that there's probably something to refer to that would tell me the order in which I'm supposed to hit all of these. Well, not necessarily the order in which you hit them, but the correct sequence of rotation anyway. Like goat head, woman, goat head. I'm not sure. It definitely relates to these things though. Maybe there's something I can read here somewhere. Now of course square is my interact button and my attack button, so if there were anything to read I would have to press square in order to do so. I could try attacking the coffins here. I suppose caskets might be the term. I do wonder, I mean coffin is usually, I don't know. Are the words coffin and casket absolutely interchangeable? I do wonder. I feel like a casket is more of a concept and a coffin is more of an object. That would be my understanding. No, don't do that. I would like to keep the cross. Although the cross, honestly, I have used the cross and it's not amazing because it doesn't really extend too far beyond your physical body. So, yeah, I'm a little bit concerned that I can't continue in that direction at this time. Again, there must be something, hopefully on this floor, that I can refer to. No, shield him. Whoops, that's the wrong menu. Oh my goodness, can you stop? No. And you can go away, stop all of that. I don't think I want to deal with you guys right now. I think I would prefer to not. Okay, what have we got in here? Oh, I see, we do have another direction to go in. I had missed this. Okay, so if we go south from there... Okay, you know what, that's probably where I was going when I split and made my way to the save room before. That's definitely where I was going. Let's make our way over there. I don't know how I missed that direction. That's funny. Maybe the confusing part was that I was just imagining the downward directions, these southern directions, to be towards floor 1. But indeed there are 2 southern paths, and one of them has not yet been fully discovered. So we will go and check that out. And we are at what I believe to be full health. There is a button that I can press to get my heads up display appearing. Svarog statue. So you can... What does that mean? Or whatever. I need to check my controls so I can see what my relic attack is. Options, controller config. So sub-weapon is circle. And there's no... It doesn't tell me what my button is for using magic. I believe that it's L1? I believe so. What's Codebreaker? I haven't heard that before. No, L1 is that. Oh, it might be one of the D-pad. No, it's not. I don't think it's any of the D-pad buttons. I remembered what it was before, but... Like, I wasn't forgetting what... Okay, well... What would it be? So it seems R1 and R2 are the same button. I just really want to know what my magic button is. So that's sub-weapon. Can I cancel that? No, I can't. I see, so it's a one-time use and it will remain in effect for about 5 seconds. What is the button for that? This is bizarre. Because I'd worked it out before, it was... What button was it? It's none of the D-pad buttons, I can see that. Well, an anime that's centered around students with special abilities is one of the... Well, it's very much a trope. It's almost... It doesn't really have any sense of uniqueness. Now, you can do that well. There are ways to do that well and ways to do it badly. But the concept in and of itself is pretty common these days. It was very much a... Oh, I don't know. About 10 years ago, that got pretty popular. I need to work out what this fucking magic attack button is. Whatever. I'm just going to have to live without knowing what it is for now. I'm not sure what it is that it could possibly... I don't know what it could possibly be, because... Oh, it's this frickin' room. I remember this room. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know what it could possibly be, because there are only so many buttons on my controller, so I really don't know what I'm so confused by here, but... Anyway. As far as getting across here, I think just a double jump does the... Oh, never mind. That's a breaking floor. That's a bit ridiculous. Come on. Get up on there. The perspective here, let me tell you, is awful. I know it looked like I was being physically disabled in that moment, but it's not that simple. I don't understand why the floor keeps breaking. I mean, how am I supposed to continue up there if the floor is breaking? Can someone tell me that? That's just ridiculous. I mean, that's no fun. Oh, damn. The magic attack wheel? Oh, you think so? So this thing here, and then I... No, it says that it's on. See how it's on, and then if I... Okay, now that's off, so... No, I only pressed triangle. What does that mean? No. Stop that. I didn't mean to turn it off. You know what's crazy? If I have this wheel up and I press triangle, it turns it off, but if I press triangle again, it doesn't turn it back on, and pressing triangle, circle, X, and square do not do anything. I should say cross, shouldn't I? It is cross correctly. So I guess I have to reselect the fucking relic because... You've got to be fucking kidding me. It has to be selected in the real-time window, which is this stupid thing. Oh my god. So it can be unequipped here or turned off with triangle. Cannot be turned back on. You have to go into this fucking menu and... Hello. Who designed that one? That's pretty sad. If you want my feedback on that design decision, my feedback would be as follows. It sucks. Terrible design. Okay. Now, you know, there are certain things that are intuitive and certain things that are not. That is not intuitive design. It has nothing to do with the error of the game. It has everything to do with the fact that they designed it poorly in that moment. I don't know why you couldn't just press triangle again and turn it back on. Seems very strange to me. Okay, so I'm going to try and get... No, why do I... Okay, don't jump there might be the solution. I'm not bothering to deal with these enemies because the red skeletons to start with do not die if you try to kill them. And then the dogs seem to disappear under the ground, which means they're more trouble than they were. No, stop that. Don't do that. Okay. I think I understand. I think if I land on the blocks, it destroys them, but if I simply walk on them... You know what, that's what it is. That's what I've been doing wrong. You're not supposed to jump. You just walk. So let's do that again. There we go. That's how you do it. So if you try to jump over the laser, it means you've been very naughty. Okay, you can stop that. I took way too many hits there. I'd love to just do that over again, but that was the solution. You're not supposed to... oh, that's a save room, I think. No, that's not a save room. Or it could be. I think I'm allowed to go through there. Okay, you can fucking stop, man. It is a save room. Isn't that so funny that I was that close to a save room? Wow. Okay. We will overwrite that save. And I'm very glad that we have reached a save room here, because I have to tell you, I took way too many hits in that laser room. That was almost embarrassing, so I'm glad to get all of my health back after that. Okay. Let's go and deal with this big guy. Maybe I can work out how to... Oh! Has he not respawned? He has respawned. He's just off camera. Hello. Oh, now you're there. What the fuck is going on? Alright, you're pissing me off now. Shield him. I don't think that dealt damage to me. Alright. Why is my magic thing off again? What is going on with that? I don't know what you're doing. I'm glad that the block button seems to block all damage. I learned a new technique, Perfect Guard. Blocks most enemy attacks while gaining MP and hearts. How does that differ from what I was already doing? I don't understand. It seemed like I wasn't taking any damage when guarding enemy attacks with that, and I was also gaining MP, and yet I just gained a technique that does exactly that. So now I'm really fucking confused. That seems to be a boss room. Now, I've never been to a boss room yet in this game, but if you ask me, that's a boss room. You've got a save room right near a big door with a skull on it and wings and stuff like that. Yeah, that's a boss room for sure. Are we ready to fight our first boss of Lament of Innocence? I think so. It's taken a little while to get to this boss, I will say. And I'm not really feeling too great that I'm supposed to fight him without being able to use magic. I'll stop this. Okay. I'm so sorry for doing that. Now, how do I use magic? Because I've got full MP, and I'd love to use that against the boss. I don't understand. I realize that it's not an attack. I like how this is attack big. Whoever translated this game was an idiot. I understand, like, attack small, attack big. What you do is you say attack, strong attack, or small attack, strong attack. Big is not a good translation. Hello, potato. I can't believe, like, I mean, it goes back to the thing where they were saying, is this save data correct? Instead of, would you like to load this save data? I mean, it was just, come on, like, whoever translated this game did a fucking low effort job. It's pretty sad. I guess they were just, what it probably is that they were going for the most accurate translation possible, but you can't do that because people playing this game don't know what the original content is. They don't know what was originally said in Japanese, so it means nothing to them. They want something that makes sense in their language. Attack big and attack small. I mean, it makes sense, but it's silly. There are better ways to say that, you see. There's a Castlevania reboot in the works that plays like Bloodborne. Well, I'm not surprised at all by that, and I'll tell you why. It's because From Software really hit on something unique when they came out with Demon Souls, and it was very much an answer to the simplicity of JRPGs at the time. And during the 2000s, you look at any JRPG, it was basically a hack and slash, or a turn-based sort of RPG. And in the case of Demon Souls, they completely did something different to that, completely. It was just it was on another level, you see. And then, after that, a standard had been set, and it was well and truly established with Dark Souls 2, because Dark Souls 2 was opened up to a larger audience. Once Dark Souls 2 existed, that was the end of games such as the one that I'm playing right now, because what I'm playing right now, with the knowledge that you can make a game like the Souls games and like Bloodborne or whatever, with that knowledge, you can't settle for something of this level of simplicity. You just can't. So I'm not surprised that they are looking to make a Castlevania that plays like that, because if they want to make 3D Castlevania, they can't do what they've been doing before. It's too simplistic. Unfortunately, I cannot speak to Lords of Shadow games. I did play the demo when it came out, I think, like the original Lords of Shadow, whenever that was, 2010, 2011. It was 2010, I think. But I don't really remember how that played. I mean, it was kind of simplistic, I guess. Kind of just a evolved version of what I'm playing right now, but not crazily evolved. Oh yes, a Nier Replicant remake. I guess they're ignoring Gestalt. I was planning on playing Gestalt because I wanted to play Gestalt when it was new. I don't know why I didn't want to play Replicant. It's not that I didn't want to play it, it's just that I chose to play Gestalt over Replicant. Very similar games. Kind of like... almost like the relationship between Castlevania 64 and Legacy of Darkness. Well, Lords of Shadow, I feel, was probably low effort. So what I'm going to do, and I feel like a fool for having to do this, but I'm going to check. The reason why I've been sitting at this screen is because I cannot continue until I work something out, and that is how to perform a magic attack. I was doing it in the previous recording, but I don't remember how to do it anymore. What? Come on. I'm typing into... okay, what? I'm typing into Google, Lament of Innocence, magic attack. I was about to say magic attack button, or how to do magic attack. But it's auto-filled with Lament of Innocence, magic attack fanfiction. This is not the first time that I've typed something relating to Castlevania into Google, and they're auto-completing with the word fanfiction. I think I was typing something about... that's what I did. I typed into Google Legacy of Darkness Dracula, and then it auto-filled to fanfiction. I was going to type Dracula boss fight or something like that, but instead it was Dracula fanfiction. I'm thinking, okay, no. What the fuck is wrong with this? I mean, I guess... here we go, controls, thank you. I need to find this out. So, magic attack is... R1 plus circle. So it needs to be... you basically need to activate it with R1 and circle. And then you deactivate with R1 and circle. And my guess is that it could be a passive effect. Let's see what that does. I'm interested to see what that does. So is that a passive effect? Yes, it seems to be. Now, my guess is that that increases your damage. Or something like that. Or it gives some effect to the whip. That's probably what that is. So let me go and save. More like heal. I don't particularly want to save, but... I will save in the process of healing myself. But, yeah. Here we go. I do plan to play the older Nier games at some point. I plan, like, much like how I am doing a Castlevania Lament of Innocence playthrough right now. I do plan to do the Dot Hack games, the Nier games, like all of those. I do plan to play as livestream playthroughs. That will be happening. Let's take on this boss. What? I didn't get... No, fuck me. I literally just wasted some of my MP just to see if it worked. Honestly, at least I know how to use my MP now. Alright, bot... whoa, hello. Got some... caterpillar-looking things coming out of the holes. Oh, that's an eyeball. That's definitely going to relate to boss health, without a doubt. I mean, that's an eyeball. I know an eyeball when I see one. I think everything else is a distraction. Yeah, that's a distraction. I'm supposed to hit the eyeball there. Without a doubt. I'm going to actually use my cross here, because I'm going to remain quite close. Okay, I'm taking hits really stupidly. So that's eyeball number 1. And there's another eyeball over here. I just need to keep an eye out on these things attacking me. I've been very foolish up until this point, admittedly. Look at all the blood going everywhere. No, move, please. Do not take foolish damage. Alright, that's that eyeball done. We've got 2 eyeballs. I mean, there's a lot of eyeballs around here. They've got a... Have you noticed that the Japanese have a thing for eyeballs? I have. Or maybe Konami has a thing for eyeballs. Maybe we could say that. Alright. I love eyeballs, says Takashi. I see. A very simplistic boss, so far. What's that in there? Well, what? Oh, here we go. Is it time for the king eyeball, or is the boss dead? No, the boss can't be dead. This is some... Okay, here we go. The real boss is arising. Here we go. We've got a health bar. Okay, well, I'm ready to go, I think. What have we got here? Yeah, I see. I'm going to have to be really careful with my health here. I can see that I'm very close to death. I'm not sure what the different colors are representing. I guess the red is just to show me how much damage I'm dealing more clearly, and then the yellow is empty, and then blue is the health itself. That's really messing with my eyes. I don't know why we need 3 colors on a health bar. That doesn't make any sense to me. 2 colors is about all you need. 1 is perfectly fine, so really what you should have is like an empty health bar that's grayed out, or just maybe even just the background or something like that, and then anyway, I'm not sure. Yes, I can imagine that there are some games that would have been cancelled that were not fit for public consumption. I can imagine that. So, tomato juice might be worth eating. Oh, that's right, I can't actually consume these here. I have to go here. Oh my god. Drink it. There we go, that barely did anything. So I need that thing to come back. Oh, it's over here. Here we go. There you go. Oh, you sneaky... This is like whack-a-mole. Alright, he's coming back. This gives me an opportunity to maybe... Oh, high potion. Okay, well that's probably going a bit far. I feel like a high potion is not necessary for this boss fight. Let's use some magic, shall we? I'm not going to really use it at any other time. Oh, I see what the effect of it is. It doesn't actually affect your damage with... Okay. It does not affect your whip damage. It instead affects... Oh, I understand. Yes, it's a double level health bar. I'm sorry, I must appear to be so out of the loop with retro games. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily describe this as a retro game, however. Retro games with double level health bars and even triple level health bars, yeah. That's a thing. That's why we have multiple colors here. Again, I ask not to be so obviously out of my depth, but yes. Stop it. And you're also going to have to forgive me for my absolutely terrible performance in this boss fight. I do realize that I'm not doing amazingly well here. Definitely the cross is a good thing to have. Oh, is it dead? I think so. Well, thanks for dying. Are we going to get a nice reward? This is now a retro game, we're just old. I guess that's true, isn't it? I guess this is getting to be a retro game. No, I'm gonna say that it needs to, this isn't... I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say that this is not going to be a retro game until 2023. That's what I'm gonna say. Because then it'll be 20 years old. Okay. So, I should just have to jump into that, yes. In typical Castlevania style, but let me tell you, trying to get a perspective on where to jump to get onto that orb in this open room, at this distance from the character, in a 3D space, awkward doesn't even begin to describe that. What am I doing here? Does this warp me out? It does. Where does this take me? What? Well, this is very strange. What, am I playing Zelda? What? Oh my god, I'm back at the beginning. Okay, well, hello, guy. I will never get over going through a door in this game. They make it so incredibly dramatic. and then he starts running into the closed door. Like it's like this incredible visual effect, and he's running with all his might into a solid object. I mean, I've never seen something so dramatic, just for going through a fucking door. It's incredible. Okay. Welcome, says the man with no name. I mean, how hard is it to give him a fucking name? I understand that he has a name, it's just, I'd like to see it. If you're gonna have a text box, that covers the whole bottom of the screen, put a name in there. That's all I ask for. I mean, this guy obviously goes by a name, but I don't know how to fucking refer to him. They're not telling me. Anyway. Are you telling me that you don't sprint at full speed through a doorway? This is not what we're dealing with, Potato. It's not about running at full sprint through a doorway. It's about running at full sprint into the door to get through the door. Like, instead of opening the door, what you do is you run into it, like physically running into it. I mean, you can probably get some good results there, but usually what I do in Castlevania is I don't really bother with high potions. Usually they're not necessary. They are too expensive for what they are. So I usually just stick with regular potions. I'm going to see if there's anything else that's really useful to purchase, because I do have a lot of money here. But if there's nothing that's really worth buying, then I will probably just put all this into healing wares. Earth Plate. Reduces damage from enemies by 5%. Well, that's important. I'm assuming it's just a single thing that you have in your inventory. There's no point getting multiple so that it stacks by 5% each time. If equipped, it is obliterated instead of you when your HP goes down to 0. That's a weird looking doll. Does it have like a red beak on it? Looks like it's got a red beak. Well, it's not really a beak, it's a giant zit. Okay, so I don't know. Oh, this will decrease your defense temporarily. So the only thing that seems to have a passive effect that lasts, that is permanent, would be this Earth Plate. And it only lets me purchase one, so we will definitely purchase that. That is worthwhile having. How much serum do we have? I'm assuming because it says ×1, that means we've already got one. So I can probably live with maybe 5 of them. Here we go. And we'll get 9 potions. And that should really be quite fine. In case there's something in the future that requires lots of gold, I'm not going to use all of my gold right now. I'm just going to use enough to get 9 potions, which is usually the max. They have kept with a lot of the conventions of previous Castlevania games that were quite visually different to this. I just want you to get a load of him running through the door again. Like, let's... You see him? He's just sort of... anyway, look at him go. He's fucking... Notice how he doesn't go forward? You just zoom into him running on the spot, which means he's running into the door. I don't know what else to say. Someone actually streams Castlevania and speaks English? Is that to say speaks good English or actually speaks English in general? What sort of person... or what sort of language is usually spoken? I'm speaking Australian. That's not right. That's not true at all. What sort of language would you usually run into? Anyway, I hope that I have a way to get back to where I was. In the same way that I was warped to this location, I'd like to be able to warp back there. Otherwise, this is going to take some time. The question that I really have is, how do I continue through the castle? Because there is that room with the chess pieces. They don't actually... well, they're not actually chess pieces, I don't think. They're just these things that can be interacted with that are reminiscent visually of chess pieces, but I don't know. I was hoping that by clearing that boss, I would have an obvious way forward, but I really don't. Oh, okay, well my question is being answered. It seems that... oh, I understand. So, killing that boss activated one of these orbs. We still need to activate another 4. So I guess once we've activated all those orbs, we can probably continue through that door up there or something. Which is interesting. Assuming this is a door. Yes, so that big rotating magic circle, which I could look at all day, I love that, is indeed, and you can see that there are 5 circles there, in sort of a pentagonal shape. Yeah. That refers to the 5 bosses, and yeah, it's a big magic circle thing. In terms of where we go from here, looks like we're going to the east, and I really don't want to manually go back to... Oh no, sorry, we want to go south, and then where the fuck does this lead? I'm very confused now. Well, we'll work this out. Let's try going... No, we just came from there, didn't we? Yeah, that's where we came from, so let's go this way. I can't believe that I'm having to manually go back to where I just was. Oh, most speak French. I see. And you only speak English and Finnish. Well, you're Finnish, are you? I have a few Finnish friends. I only know, the only Finnish word that I know is pasta, which is P-double-A with the umlaut on top. I don't know what you call it in Finnish. And then another, then T, S-T, and then that other A is pasta, or however you would say that. I don't know how you say it in Finnish, but I used to make a joke with my Finnish friends. They would often talk Finnish with one another, and I would just go in there and type pasta in the way that they type it. So. Pretty complicating, or rather pretty complicated looking language in how it's written. Anyway, I may as well save. I don't remember if I auto-saved after the boss or what. Well, it's not really an auto-save, but I do wonder if I was given a save screen at that time. Oh yeah, perkele as well, yeah, that's true. And I'm probably saying that incorrectly, but that is the most well-known Finnish word in English for sure. Without a doubt. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, it means idiot or something like that, I'm not too sure. Huh. Does this relate to the place that we were just before? We've got 5 orbs here. No, I don't really want to go there. I feel like we went here before. I would much prefer to go somewhere else. Oh no, I haven't been here before. Well, hold on. Can I go back so that I can work out what the hell I'm doing? I don't know if I'm prepared yet. Am I ready to go somewhere else? I guess so. I technically didn't fully explore where I was, but maybe I can backtrack, I'm not sure. So I think where we went previously was here. House of Sacred Remains cleared. Well, there you go. So, if we've cleared it, then that satisfies me. I don't really need to go back there, so let's get the hell out. Let's go to our next destination. Indeed, it seems we have 5 different locations to go to, each with their own boss, and once we've cleared all of those 5 locations, we will be able to continue through that door. That may very well be the final boss of the game. I would say that probably makes sense. Can we go in these other directions? Well, it seems we can. Where does this take me? Oh, really? I thought that it was also an insult. Well, there you go. Admittedly, we do have an insult in English that is actually the name of a god. That's Nimrod. You call someone a Nimrod. That's not a term of endearment. But Nimrod is just a god. Like, that's the name of a god, so there you go. Percules. Yes, Percules. Just lovely. Let's try not stand in that circle again. No, again, I don't intend to do this. Stop that. Get over here. I think he was trying to warp. He was trying to warp out. He was saying 1 to beam up, and there was no beam to speak of. That was his way of trying to get away from me. Well, I'm so sorry, but your death is ensured. I mean, you're already a skeleton. If you're already a skeleton, you may as well just accept death. And to be honest, if your continuation of life is in the form of a skeleton, I would be begging for death if I were in that situation. Alright. Let's go make our way through here. Oh, I learnt a new... Oh my god. The combos in this game defy all imagination. So, I think I learnt a combo that was 4 squares in a row. This one's 5. 5 squares! How could I remember this? In mid-air, you press square 5 times. A more advanced mid-air combo attack. That's pretty fucking advanced, if you ask me. I don't know how I'm going to remember that. Imagine an actual arcade fighter gamer playing this game and just being really taken aback by the combos, just going, oh, okay. I suck at arcade fighters, by the way. The only one that I've ever wanted to play is Ogon Muso Kyoku, which is an arcade fighter of Umineko no Naku Koroni, which I would like to play just because it's, you know, Umineko related. But, yeah. Absolutely love that visual novel. It is my favorite, actually. Gone through it twice. Now, for those of you who are familiar with Umineko, to go through it once is quite an achievement. I've gone through it twice, once by myself and once with a friend. It was quite a process, and I regret nothing of it. Okay, we just need to keep an eye on where we're going at all times, because it is a little bit disorientating as you're going through this 3D space. Again, I'm very used to 2D Castlevania, so I feel in this 3D space I'm really getting lost easily. These are flame zombies, and given the fact that they're referred to as zombies, I can only assume that they are indeed going to respawn infinitely. So I will keep away from them and try to get through here as quickly as possible. And keep away from where they might possibly be spawning, that is to say. Alright. Oh, hello. When I see a homely fire with a mantelpiece included, I'm left wanting to maybe, I don't know, sit in an armchair with a glass of whiskey and pensively consider the true nature of my existence or something like that. But no, I have to deal with these enemies instead. I've got a few directions to go in. We had a direction to go in back there. You know what I'm going to do? This is usually how I like to do things. Is I would rather go in this direction, because you can see that there I had 2 directions to go in, whereas in this area here further to the east I only have 1 direction to continue in. So therefore I think I would prefer to go here, because otherwise I'm going to go really far towards that western direction there, and then I'm going to have to backtrack all the way here. So I think it would be better to go this way first. That's what I think. Okay, we've got some flame zombies here, some regular zombies. Oh, that's a frost zombie. I don't know what was so frosty about you. You seemed like a regular zombie. No, I can see the frost effect now that I actually check. I didn't even know that Simon and Richter got into the Smash Brothers games. Which is, I mean, again, I've only played the original Smash Brothers, so. And I didn't even know it was the original, to be completely honest. Thought there might have been a Super Nintendo one, but I'm told that the first one was the one on Nintendo 64, and that's the only one I've played. I was just never a Smash player, it wasn't my kind of thing. At all. But I did play a bit of the Nintendo 64 one in my own time. Just, you know, seeing what it was all about, I guess. Yeah, I would say that it was reasonably entertaining. There's some sort of effect on that door that is being blocked. See that orange thing? Oh, I see. That's like a hanging lantern in the area. It doesn't relate to the door itself. Okay, so over here is a door, and over here... Oh! That door is being covered by a statue. Well, I wonder how to move that. Okay, so by process of elimination, we shall be going in this direction. It's nice to have a scenery change anyway. I understand how this works now. It's not in the same way that I'm familiar, or rather, it's not the same as what I'm used to with Dracula's castle. We don't just progress to different locations and then have warp points. Rather, we have a hub system that takes us to multiple worlds, so to speak. Well, I say worlds to mean locations that aren't necessarily connected to where you've previously been. So typically, you get lots of scenery changes in Dracula's castle, and if you wanted to, you could manually go from each place, one to the next, if you were willing to traverse the distance. But ideally you would use warp points to get from A to B, if you had a particular destination in mind. But they do it a little differently here in this game, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think that's the cross in that room over there. We already have the cross. I do wonder if we can get a level 2 cross. This is the cross, isn't it? If we already hold the cross, we just get money instead. I was wondering if we would get a leveled up cross. Obviously, likening it to Castlevania 64 and Legacy of Darkness. I only remember that being the case in Legacy of Darkness, but I'm assuming that it was the same in 64, where if you picked up a power-up twice, or a sub-weapon we'll call it, you would actually get a stronger version of it. Alright, what's happening in this room? This is just a confrontation room, it seems. Oh dear, no, 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 no. I don't like these... What the hell are you? I see you've got long finger blades there. What are you called? You're called a mad diver. What I'm considering doing is actually putting myself on the left side of the screen so that you can actually see the names of the enemies properly. That's what I'm going to do. Let's do that, because if I'm on the left side of the screen, I'm only covering the money, which isn't that important, like the pickups and things like that. Whereas here you can actually see the names of the enemies, and I think that's more important. I think that's a lot more important. So that's how we're going to do this. I would love to kill this mad diver, as he is called. Can you fucking stop? Like, what is your problem? I can basically only get one hit in, and then he... Shit. Okay, well, come on. No. When he begins his diving animation, he cannot be hit. Can you die, please? Thank you. What is your problem? What a dick. What's this, a relic? Well, no, I can't call it a relic. A relic in this game is for magic use. So it's not like a special effect anymore. Relics traditionally would be what I think they refer to as orbs in this game. Okay, I have an orb that I do not have equipped. I'd like to actually equip that if I can. Orbs, here we go. Aha, the orb seems to augment the sub-weapon, because you can see now the cross on my heads-up display next to my HP has a blue background. Now, is there any description of what this does? It's a magical orb that glows blue. That tells me about fucking nothing, so thanks. Oh, I see, there's a shadow on the ground, that's how I get my sense of perspective. Fucking hell. Event item, ancient text 4. You will know the false wall from the tapestry of the flying two-headed one. What? Okay, so I believe that the direction that was being blocked by that statue can probably be removed by opening a hole in a tapestry or something like that. That's probably what they're telling me. Hello, Beta Star. Okay, so... Wait, we want to go this way, please? I cannot really move my camera here. It is all set camera. Oh, what's this? Map 2, here we go. So we've got a save room over there. A save room that I didn't see because the camera was set in a specific direction. It's all auto camera. And I didn't see the door. Had I seen the door, I would have saved, I can assure you of that. But you know what, I'm doing alright for health at the moment, so I'm just gonna continue in this direction until things get a little bit risky. What's happening here? This is not a confrontation room, it is just a way forward to a higher floor. And I'm not going to a higher floor yet, that's definitely not happening. That's the worst thing to do when you're playing through a game like this. Because then you'll start to get a little confused. Well, not confused necessarily, it's much easier to stay on one floor first and then clear one floor, then move on to the next one. We've got some red skeletons here, which indicates to me that our only objective is to kill this guy. I've already collected a lot of hearts, I have to tell you. Getting my MP back. I don't like the relic that I have to tell you. Let me stop saying I have to tell you. That's my current catchphrase and I'm sick of it already. Stop that. Oh, no you don't. Can you die? Right, what have we got? Event item marker stone 4. You can... Oh, here we go. How many markers do they think I need to place on the map? I have yet to require 1. And we've just received a 4th colour. So there you go. Now, continuing down this corridor, we've got another door here. Another confrontation room, and we've got a peeping eye. God, why are you doing that? If you're turning red like that, you're gonna scare me. Oh, you're on fire. Cool. That is the way in which they die. $400, which must be announced because you can't... Well, you might be able to see a little bit of it. But, yeah, well, I'll just have to try to remember to be on the left side from now on when I record this game. It's just better for you to see the monster names, I think. Alrighty. Through the door we go. I think I'm going to use the cross for this. Whoa! Okay, so again, our cross has been augmented using that blue orb. And as a result, oh, stop that. As a result, we have one large cross. Instead of having 2 small crosses rotating around us, we have one large cross that is directional. So with the 2 smaller crosses, it's not specific in its direction. They rotate around you and just affect everything that's close to you. The directional cross has a little bit more range to it, and no doubt deals more damage on its own. So that's actually kind of good. I don't mind that at all. So I don't know if you guys are noticing at this point, or by now anyway, slightly better resolution for the game, because again I am currently recording in component, rather than AV. Recording in component, as if it's a resolution. I'm recording with component cables versus AV cables, so yeah, it's much better. Recording PlayStation 2 with AV cables is just ridiculous. There's no reason to do that. The only reason why, well, there is a reason to do it. It's just, it's never something that you would choose over, oh my god, it's never something you would choose to do over recording with component. The reason why I couldn't, this is really bad, I don't like this room at all. Okay, time to heal myself. Oh, that's right, I have to do it in real time. Hold on. Potion. Drink the fucking potion, you dick. Okay, now another one please, another one, there we go. Now, I had to use AV cables because the cable that I was using for my PlayStation 3 is not official. It was not a Sony input, and it didn't work with my PlayStation 2 for some reason. So therefore, I was not going to use it. I wasn't going to try to force it to go in there. So I decided that I would get an actual component cable that was going to work a little better. So I went and got one of those, and it's working fairly fine at this point. Okay. So we're making a big ring. Not really a ring. I guess it's... a ring would imply that it's circular. It's more angular than that. We're making a rectangle. We're rectangling around. Point is that we are returning to the save point that I was considering backtracking to if it were necessary to do so. You could say that's a ring. It's not necessary for it to actually be circular. Point is, I am returning to where I originally was. There we go. Come on. Oh, stop that. Stop that, mister. Okay. So we have more enemies to kill in this room, apparently. Here we go. If it ever seems that I'm ignoring audio cues, it's because my TV volume's a little low. I really wasn't sure if there were more rooms, or excuse me, more enemies in this room, so that's why I really wasn't sure as to what was going on. So we can go to that save point now if we want to. My thinking is that we might not, which is slightly risky. But I'm actually not going to. And the reason why is because I healed up to my current level using potions, so I would like to actually make use of that health. If you understand, I'm sort of trying to legitimize the use of the potions that I used in that last room. Maybe that makes no sense to you. I'm just unnecessarily risking it all. I'm risking like 30 minutes of progress just to, I don't know, not have wasted 2 potions, but that's Doomlink for you. He does weird things like that. You'll notice that I don't have much of a need to use magic, I don't have much of a need to use sub-weapons, and the reason why is because the enemies don't really require it. I almost don't even need to do regular attacks. I'm just doing strong attacks, which is triangles. So at this stage, I'm just going around and spamming enemies with triangle. That is the combat of this game for me at the moment. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but yeah, it's pretty simple stuff. That's my light attack. This is my heavy attack. They don't look too different, but there's almost you're doing almost twice the amount of damage with a heavy attack. So that is basically going to complete this floor. We will next be moving to floor 2F, down over there, but before doing that we will of course go to that save room. I certainly was not intending to leave the save room here as my last discovered room on this floor, but it ended up being that way, because I had bypassed it before. Alright, so that's where we first arrived. Through the door, please. Through the door! It's very awkward when your attack button is your interact button, I have to tell you. Again, there's my catchphrase. Whoa, hold on. I'm about to sneeze. Goodness me. Alright. So once we have saved in that save room, we will be sure to make our way to floor 2. Goody. We want to go this way. Again, very disorienting when you're in a 3D space. Okay, so we are going... Stop that. Go through the door, please, and get ready to save. You always have to stand right in the middle, by the way. If you're not standing in the middle, it's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. Alrighty. Through the door we go. And then we want to head over here. Of course, we are heading to floor 2, and I certainly made the correct decision in not going there immediately. It's just better and cleaner to explore this whole first floor first. We didn't really achieve anything in doing that, I have to admit. I mean, what did we achieve in doing that? Nothing, but the point is that we now have peace of mind. If we hadn't explored it, I'd be sitting there going, I wonder what's there. And the wonder is not ideal in a game of this kind. You're here to have an adventure to an extent. I wouldn't call it an adventure game, but you are having an adventure at the end of the day, and you want to explore all of your surroundings to ensure that you're not missing anything. I'm not intending on tilting this. I have to keep fixing it. Now, if I tilt it, does it reset? No, it doesn't. So yes, it is necessary to fix it. I'm not just being an anal fool. And I'm surprised that Takashi isn't making inappropriate jokes every time I say the word anal. Because it would certainly be in his character to say something about that. Now, I don't know if it was necessary for me to press square there. I did press square, but maybe it didn't do anything. I don't know. If it's an open doorway, then I feel like you just automatically go up there without pressing square. I'm not entirely sure. So what are we doing? We are going this way. Thank you. Beautiful. I'm making my way to the save room first. That seems like a sensible thing to do. Yes, let's do that. Because if you think about it, I have traversed a bit of distance since last saving, so there would be no reason to, I guess, run the risk of needing to go all that way again, should I die. So let's just save here. We are at the Anti-Soul Mysteries Lab. I don't know why you would name a lab Anti-Soul Mysteries. I mean, that's a bit weird, but... Or have the lab be that kind of lab. It's a type of lab. I mean, it's a bit of a long-winded name for a type of work that you do. Anti-Soul Mysteries. We deal in Anti-Soul Mysteries. Okay. Tell me more. Or don't, actually. So that's $400. We can kill these guys. Well, not just we can kill these guys. We need to kill these guys. That's important. Of course, if you see their blades turn purple, it means that if you are to shield them, you will get MP in the process. So, okay, I think we can leave now. But I'd like $1 from each of these torches that I break, because that's so worth it, you know. Is it worth going over there? To that southern direction? Maybe not. It's possible that I'll be backtracking. Yeah, you know what? I will be backtracking anyway, if you can see. Because none of the directions up there have, for instance, a western opening. Which means that we're not going to be making a circular maneuver here. We will have to backtrack anyway, so let's just go over here. Very good. I do have a second stout, by the way, of the same size, but I will not be drinking two. That's a bad idea. Not a bad idea, it's just I don't want to waste it. I don't want to have a single session with these two beers. I want to have 2 sessions. And maybe you wouldn't even call it a session, but it's enough of a session for me because I take it nice and slow. I'm playing a video game, I'm not just here guzzling beer like some sort of fish. I'm drinking it like a fish. I'm just taking my time. Oh, can I not get through this door? It seems to be locked. You need a red phoenix key to open it. I have a sneaking suspicion. Actually, no, it probably isn't in that southern direction over there. You know one thing that I fucking hate? If you tilt the map, you can see the white line gets jagged because it's not perfectly horizontal. I can't. I'd love, absolutely love, a reset button so that it could not be jagged. Because those jagged lines, I don't know if it bothers you, but it bothers the shit out of me. Absolutely bothers the shit out of me. So, you know what? That's... the less jagged the better, but... oh, I did it. Perfect. What I want is a button that lets me go to this positioning for the map, where the lines aren't jagged. Oh god, I've got hellhounds after me. Hello, can I leave this area? Yes, I can. How's the gaming coming along? It's coming along pretty well, although you didn't phrase it exactly in that way, but I mean, I literally paraphrase the people who talk to me. I edit the way in which people communicate with me. I'm an asshole. Anyway, everything's coming quite well. I'm making progress through the game. I don't know exactly how many recordings I'll need to do to finish this. My guess is probably around 6. I don't know why, I've just got 6 in my head. Because the progress that I'm making isn't so great that I'll be done with this soon, but I am getting a sense of progress. It's not bad grammar, don't worry. I just... sometimes when I reread sentences, I like to read them in a way that suits me. I have one thing that when you're streaming that needs to be observed is making it clear for VOD viewers who perhaps don't have access to the chat that you're actually reading what someone else is saying rather than just saying something off the top of your head or making a statement that is your own. Because I have noticed that this is not necessarily related to anything that I've just said before, it's just a general comment, but I have noticed that when I go and watch my VODs, sometimes I will say things, and it's not super obvious that I'm reading the chat in that moment. The only way that you would know is if you can see that I'm reading the chat. But some people listen rather than watch, which isn't a bad thing necessarily, but it can invite misunderstandings. So I think the moment in which that really became clear to me was when I was watching a VOD for Breath of the Wild, and I was reading what someone said regarding them only owning enough consoles to fit in one hand, which is weird phrasing. But the way in which I read it sounded as if I was making a statement referring to myself. Now I knew that I was reading the chat at that time because I knew that that wasn't referring to me. But maybe a viewer wouldn't know that, so I do need to try and get in the habit of saying, Vernon says, etc. Or something like that, you know, making more of a protocol of it. And that would be better for the VOD viewers. And for posterity's sake as well. So I have a new combo which is not something as ridiculous as pressing square 5 times in a row while mid-air. It is square, triangle, square, which seems to draw in enemies. So I guess they have... when it says draw in enemies, I'm assuming that it actually attracts them to you, but not in such a way that they can harm you. So let's try to... okay, well, that drew him in well and truly. So I'm trying to... that doesn't draw them in. What do you mean? That's just a spin attack. It's good for lots of enemies, for sure. Maybe I'm not pressing it fast enough. No, that's definitely the spin attack. That spin is definitely the ability that I now have. That's a high potion, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, so we did all this for a high potion. I think we can leave, because these are just zombies. There's no real reason to attack them. Oh no, it seems that they do actually respawn. Or they don't respawn, excuse me. can be killed. Get off me, what the fuck is your problem? They've got a lot of health. Are they zombies? I think they are. You know what? Zombies are probably treated differently in this game. In the sense that, from what I can tell, they don't respawn. They are just regular enemies. The only enemies that seem to have the same functionality as they did in other games... No, I did not mean to do that. The only enemies that seem to have the same functionality as they did in the older games are the red skeletons, in the sense that they don't actually die. They just hang around and cause trouble. But yeah, I guess the zombies can actually just be killed normally, and I shouldn't worry about wasting time killing them with the understanding that they respawn, because I guess they don't respawn, so I can actually kill them legitimately. Because when something just respawns anyway, it's like, why take the time to kill them? But in that case, killing all those zombies was required to leave that room, so they are being treated as enemies that can die just like any other enemy. Here we go. We've got some Nintendo 64-esque Castlevania platforming to deal with here. Well, that's probably not true. Castlevania has always had platforming like this, or at least as of the Metroidvania games. So I guess this isn't necessarily a bad thing, it's always harder to do this in a 3D space. Oh, that's a potion over there, I may as well get that. There's no harm in grabbing that. Can I make it? Yes, I can. Now, the difficulty is not going to be... Oh, I see. I see. Oh. Oh, what is happening here? What is that? Oh, my perspective was really messed up in that moment. I was so confused as to where I was in relation to that heart. I have to tell you, I was so confused. Oh my god, how do I get back up? Oh, Jesus. Well, whatever I did there was not bad. I almost don't blame myself for that, because that was messy. Can I kill you? Yes, I can, but you're dangerous. I can very clearly see that you are dangerous, my friend. They really give you a lot of opportunities to hit him. So as long as you avoid that attack... Oh, I'm poisoned. Here we go. That's right, I have to use the real-time menu, I think they call it. Oh, hello. Get out of here. There we go. So they're rather similar to white... No, I know what those enemies are. I forgot what they're called, but they are actually... They usually shoot... They do have poison spores, but they also can petrify you. But I can't remember what they're called. They do exist in the older games, though. Most certainly. It's just so strange to think that when this game was new, there were other games that were... Okay, let me try to phrase this correctly. What I refer to as old Castlevania while playing this game is Metroidvania. Now, classic Metroidvania games, when this game was new, were still being made, because you still had the portable systems to contend with. Oh no, 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 no! Had to do a double jump there. But yeah, you still had to deal with the portable systems, which didn't have the graphical capabilities of, say, the PlayStation 2. So there was no reason to get on board with the whole 3D thing, because you couldn't make a good game on a Game Boy Advance in 3D, so they were still doing PS1 era Metroidvania. So, yeah. It's funny to think that what I refer to as old Castlevania while referring to this as modern Castlevania was actually still in existence at this time in 2003. Alright, so let's try to get some perspective here. This is really hard. I can barely see what I'm doing. I got a heart max up, okay. So, this boss here is a little hidden, I have to tell you. This might be an optional boss. I don't know if there is such a thing, but yeah, this boss is a little hidden. Oh, you look a bit dangerous. You look really dangerous. I don't know if I like you. I don't know if I like you at all. Oh my god, this is bad. I don't know how to deal with you at all. Perfect, I got a perfect guard there. Well, I'm definitely going to have to guard you as frequently as I am able, because you are fucking dangerous. Okay, he has follow-up attacks, so in that case, I had to guard him thrice, not just once. That I can respond to immediately after guarding. Here, I must continue. Oh, I see. You can't rely on your guard that heavily. Hold on, potions. No, stop that. Stop it, stop. Here we go. Get out of his range there. What I should be doing is using my cross. This is hard. This is a difficult boss, guys. This is not an easy boss. Provided I can heal effectively, I should be able to get this done. But, see, I don't know how to evade him after blocking his first attack. That's really hard. That's actually really hard. Unless I have to do... No, I actually can't... Hold on. No, this is bad. I'm using all of my potions for this boss and I don't even know if it's worth it. I don't even know if it's worth it. I should have just blocked that. Why am I being so aggressive unnecessarily? I'm playing very poorly. I do realize this. I mean, that's clear. I've just been killed. What is required of me here is almost beyond what I know. It's beyond what I can handle in this era of 3D game. There is a way to deal with this that I'm not familiar with. I'm very used to having almost anything that I can imagine as a strategy being available to me, but here, in this era of 3D game, I have a certain... It's as if I've been put into a box. It's like a confined space in which I can act. And as a result, I feel as if my options are limited. And so, with those limitations in place, it's really hard to know what I'm supposed to do. So, not only are you working out what to do against the boss, in particular, you're also working out how to act under the limitations that have been placed on you. So, yeah, it's kind of hard. Well, I don't know if I am really far from that boss, but I do have a sneaking suspicion that it's an optional boss, and I will tell you why. It's because it is so hidden. It's not super hidden, but it's hidden enough to make me think that maybe I don't need to kill him now. I could kill him, but I feel that it would be at the expense of too many of my potions, so maybe I shouldn't do that. I don't know. At the very least, I haven't been set back by that failure. Should I try again? I think I could try again, honestly. Let's just do it. We'll at least do it one more time. Let's get this heart max up. Oh, fuck off! You know what I'll probably do? Was killing these guys worth it? Did I get anything from them? I don't remember. Let's keep away from that attack. That's what poisoned me last time. It looks like a sleep effect from having played Monster Hunter games, but... Here we go. Oh, that's an interesting attack. That's good damage. Actually, it's not that great. It's 18. Whereas this attack is 21, so it's actually not that great. and I just poisoned myself anyways. Stop doing that. I'm so... You know what the reason why I keep going to my item screen to use items is because I'm comfortable with Metroidvania, which obviously requires that you go into your... Well, no, not necessarily. What would generally happen is that through the item screen I would equip an item that would be used in real time. So if we're referring to Symphony of the Night, I would have to equip a potion to, like, my A button, for example, that would be used in real time, so... yeah. Oh, I actually managed to get hit by that thing as it was passing. Oh, whoops, I need to use my serum. What the fuck did I just use? What was that? What was that? Was that a high potion or something? Stop, get the fuck out of here. What did I just use? I used something that I didn't want to use. Oh my god. I don't know what I just used, but I'm gonna reset. Hold on one moment. It's just changing resolutions, forgive it. It's fast enough, it's just... there are a lot of resolution changes that are taking place. Like, the resolution is being changed. It has already changed about 5 times, okay? And it's going to change again. So, give it a moment. English... 60 hertz. Come on. Now we can start. So, that should be the last resolution change. No, we're changing again. Holy god. So that was about... again! I have seen about 11 to 12 resolution changes between resetting the game and getting back into the game. I mean, that's incredible. How does it change that many times? I cannot believe that. Okay. You know what I really hate? That ugly no signal screen. I absolutely can't stand that. I would just prefer something black. Black would be great. You say he's the 7th boss, but I've only fought 1 boss at this point. You think he's required, but you know what? He might be a bit too much for me at this time. If he's the 7th boss, I mean, I don't know if I'm here to... oh, fuck you. You know what? I'm not going to kill these enemies. I don't have the time for that. Go away. But I have a feeling that this might be a bit too difficult for me. I will try at least 1 more time, because if I were to use all of my potions, I think I can get him killed. Because I managed to whittle him down to his last health bar. And if I were to use the cross from the beginning, I think I'd be alright. I didn't think to use the cross until about maybe 1/3 of the way through the fight. Well, that's what I said I was going to do. I was going to get this heart max up and then save. Because if I want to try this boss multiple times... oh, hold on. If I want to try this boss multiple times, then it saves me from every single time getting that stupid heart max up. So, let's do that. Interesting tactics are being used in the no damage run of his that you're checking. Well, that's always the way it is. A no damage run will always be very specific. Absolutely, totally optimized, but... look, I think I'll be alright. I think I can actually kill him. Whether or not it's worth doing it at this time, I cannot say. But if he is a required boss, then this is a little unusual for the reason that... actually, you know what? Maybe going to that save point would be a better idea. You know, let's do that. Rather than going back to that save point back there, let's continue forward and see what we can do with this save point. Like, maybe there's something useful over here. There might be an item to acquire. There could be anything over there. Let's just wait before going to that boss, because there is more for us to discover. And I believe we will have a warp point available to us when we kill that boss, so I would like to have all of this explored first. Hello. Well, I've got a save point nearby, so I'll attack you. I'm not too scared. Nope, wrong button. Oh, Jesus. Again, these red skeletons are just distractions, really. So, your guard can only guard one attack, and then it stops being effective, so that's good to know. Okay, you're dead. Did you give me anything? I got some money out of it. God, I got like $300 out of that. I say dollars because that's the unit of currency they choose, even though I'm picking up gold coins or whatever. Alright. What's an interesting item? What you receive after the fight? Or are you referring to what I'm doing in game? Okay, so that takes me to floor 3, but we don't need to go to floor 3 because I've worked out that there's a boss to be killed. I could possibly go through floor 3, I don't know, I mean there might be 2 bosses here in this location. Vernon, I'm in the Anti-Soul Mysteries Lab. Can you confirm if there are 2 bosses in this location? Because that's very interesting that I have this much more to continue through in this location, yet I've already been given access to a boss. So I'd like to see if there are 2 bosses in the Anti-Soul Mysteries Lab. Okay, let's go to the save room first. I've got no idea what's going to be in that circular room. So for good measure, I will save right here. Goody. Well, I've just had it confirmed. There are at least 2 bosses in the Anti-Soul Mysteries Lab. There could be as many as 3. I have reached 2 bosses, and I still haven't gone through the entire floor yet. I've got floor 3, or I haven't gone through the entire location yet. I've got a 3rd floor that I haven't even discovered yet, and there is also a continuation point on floor 2 that requires a key. So there could be as many as 3 bosses. Yeah, Anti-Soul Mysteries Lab, that's right. So there could be as many as 3. I know that there are at least 2. I've witnessed them for myself. That's kind of crazy. Well, there you go. Just gonna check to make sure my chroma key's alright. Yeah, that's alright. Well, hello, I'm being attacked in the doorway. I need to get my health back after that. Okay. So I will press triangle to cancel. I cancelled my save. I just wanted to get my health back, which I believe has taken place. Is that right? Yes, it has. As it would in the older games, or the Metroidvania games anyway. Okay. So there's the door there. And this takes me towards, ignoring the peeping eye. We can make our way here. Whoa! There we go. There we go. Let's try our hand at this boss. See what we can do. I think I can skip this. Can I not? Okay. It's alright. It doesn't last too long anyway. What, he goes straight in for the attack. Like, what the fuck is the deal with that? Uh-huh. So I can... You know what I can probably do? You know what I can probably do? I can probably block one attack, jump over the second, and then block again. Quick step, guard plus X. Okay. So I can evade while blocking like that. Okay. I'm taking rather foolish damage. Okay. That's pretty cool. Block that, alright. He goes straight into the attack and hits me. Okay, I was hoping that I'd be able to flinch him out of doing that. There's a golem for the second one. So there's only 2 bosses, which means that I might actually go to floor 3 then. If I go to floor 3, then I might be able to acquire something of use for these bosses. We'll see what we can do. You do need the item from the elemental to progress through the lab. Okay. Well, I guess I have to fight... Oh, no, I could fight the golem first. Let's try the golem first. Let's do that. Oh, there's actually another direction to go in. Over there. Where the moving platform is. Haven't been there yet. Well, let's try this golem. Let's see what's going on with him. Hello. You remind me of, well, you're in pieces, but you do remind me of the weird Frankenstein's monster creature from some of the previous games. Maybe he doesn't assemble himself unless I've killed the flame elemental first. Yeah, it's not looking too hopeful, is it? Unless I can... Oh, here we go. The word meth is carved into the wall. There is a hole that looks gouged out. That's a pretty big meth offering you're looking for. I don't know how much that amount of meth would cost, but that's more than I can fucking afford, I can tell you that much, my god. That's a lot of meth. You could kill a person with that much. That's quite intense. Okay, well I don't have that much meth on me, man. I can go and talk to a friend. Maybe he can help you out, but... Yeah, that's... I guess I'm gonna have to go and get some meth from the flame elemental. I guess he's packing. He's my dealer. Okay. Do I have the red key and ice whip yet? No, I don't. I do not. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I'll just kill the flame elemental and we'll get that taken care of. The red key is, yeah, I mean, that's cool. This is a bit of a more lengthy area to get through. I mean, this is a big game. From what I can see, this is a fairly big game. And I'm impressed. I really didn't know just how large this game was going to be. But it's large. And that's pretty cool. What I'm going to do is oh, fuck you and everything related to you. You damn game. So what I'm going to do is... I'm tempted to have my second stout. I knew I would be tempted, but... Anyway. Let's see if I can work with my temptation today. See that perspective? Do you see how that's confusing? You have faith in me? Well, thank you. I seriously almost cannot stand this fucking perspective sometimes. Okay, well that worked apparently. What's in this room? I see. HP max up. Well, that makes life a lot easier, doesn't it? Well, maybe not a lot easier, but it does. I would imagine have some effect on my ability to kill this boss. Yeah, exactly. The map percentage really, it does actually mislead you. Because from what I can tell, I mean, we are in one of 5 locations that you need to go through to get to the final boss, or what I would guess to be the final boss, because I don't imagine the game would be so long that going through these 5 different locations would just give you another 5 locations or something like that to go through. I would guess that that gives you access to the next boss. But this place that I'm in here seems like it's going to take a decent amount of time to get through, like it's fairly complicated. We went through one location before, it was the... I've already forgotten the name of it, but we went through one location and that took me 1 full recording, right, which was probably 2.5 hours or so. And now I'm here, which is taking a little bit of time, and I would say the rest of this recording will be the rest of this location, however long I feel like recording for. But, yeah, it's really shaping up to be a fairly lengthy game, which is definitely encouraging, not just for you, no doubt, but certainly for me, because, I mean, I'm really feeling like this is a pretty fair game. I haven't really come across anything that's outstanding yet in this game, but there's nothing that strikes me as bad. I think that's really all you can ask for. I think I was talking about this in my previous recording of this game, but all you can ask for of a game is to entertain you, and I'm feeling fairly entertained. Like, yes, there are different levels of entertainment. I mean, some games can really blow you away, and then others maybe not so much. This game doesn't blow me away, but there's nothing bad that I've really found yet. It's pretty fair. It's a pretty fair game. So with that in mind, let's try this boss again. I feel like I've worked out a technique. If he's doing the 3 attacks, you block 1, and then you jump over the other, and then block the 3rd one. Good day. Alright, and then jump over that. No, I wasn't able to do that, so that's a quick step. Block that, here we go. Attack him, please. Oh, that hurts so much. That thing where he does it... No, stop that. I can't jump over that fast enough, unfortunately. And it's definitely unfortunate. I can barely, like, I actually cannot mechanically deal with this boss, I have to tell you. I was doing better my first attempt. I was doing much better my first attempt. But mechanically, I'm struggling right now. Okay, do that, and then... Hold on. I really need to use my cross here. This is really important. Really important. I cannot be taking those hits. That's a terrible thing to do. No. No, I'm just gonna die. He's hard. He's really hard. I did so much better my first attempt. I almost want to say that I fluked my first attempt. But... Okay, during the 3 attacks you dodge forward, dodge backward, then forward again. I guess I could try that. I'm guessing that's using the dodging maneuver that I've learnt during the confrontation, which is the ability to sort of do an evasive dashing maneuver while guarding. It's the guard button plus X or cross. I'll give that a try. Well, so far this has definitely been quite a challenging boss. I'm surprised that the difficulty level has gone up this much. And I also, I mean, what I have to say is that if this is marked as boss 7 in whatever you were checking, it probably means that I'm in a place that I'm probably not supposed to be, but I do have a feeling that you can probably go wherever you want. It's probably not that linear. So, let's try that again. The backward dodge looks like a backflip. Okay. Well, I'm still not 100% on this. It's become a bit bright outside. I might actually fix my lighting before I continue with this boss, but I will block this attack first. Just gonna pull out my cross. The cross is so important when it comes to dealing damage to this guy. That's going to be what wins the fight for me. I thought I'd blocked that successfully, I really had not. Okay. Yeah, so when I had reset that last time, what I had used was a high potion when I didn't intend to. Come on, use your cross, do it. Need to do that very frequently. Oh, he can guard me too, can he? Asshole. Alright, we're at his final health bar. No. Stop that. Stop. God, he's awful. Only now I've learned that new technique. Okay. Getting hit by that, I know I'm not doing what you suggested, I realise this. I mean, that was for the no damage run. I mean, there are probably many ways to kill this guy. Some more efficient than others, but... I need that cross. Holy shit, man. I'm doing about as well now as I was when I had my first attempt, which I announced to be a fluke. Yeah, I mean, I almost don't have the healing wares to play like that, but I just need to try a few more times. Again, trial and error is your best teacher. You just keep trying and then you'll work out how to perform a little better in the confrontation. I've certainly been shown that clearly to be the case after my experience with that stupid Dracula boss fight in Legacy of Darkness. I just had to keep going over and over and over again, and I eventually got it right. Because as you continue to fail, you just learn in little bits and pieces every time how to better optimize your combat strategies. But anyway. That is true, Arexian. Yeah, it is one of the characteristics of Metroidvania. Which is, I suppose, good. They've managed to have almost a hub location where you can go to different places, yet it's not truly linear. So I guess they've managed to strike a balance between what they were wanting to do in a 3D space and also retaining the essence of Metroidvania, which is, I would say, pretty impressive. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change the brightness of my room light. That's a little better. And then I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be back in just a moment. Alright. So, let us begin the process of trial and error. My favourite thing to do. Although, for one reason or another, or rather to be more specific, given my experience in the Soul series, I'm pretty good with trial and error at this point. And that is a series that really... no, not that way. That is a series that really changes you as a person. Or maybe changes you as a gamer more than it changes you as a person. It allows you to see the value in trial and error. It allows you to persist better in the face of adversity. And it's just generally, it's like training for other games. I don't consider myself to be very good with video games, but if there's one skill that I've learned, it's tenacity and persistence. And if you needed further confirmation on my inability to play video games well, it would be that moment right there. Just to further solidify that fact. Okay, so in fact I don't really blame myself for that, because again, these 3D graphics really mess with your perspective. It's awful. I mean, 3D platforming, just awful. Awful, awful stuff. Terrible idea. You know, I really do think that Konami did really well to keep the spirit of Castlevania intact despite the change to 3D. That's the hardest thing to do. To make it feel like Castlevania while having it be 3D. They couldn't do it with the Nintendo 64 games. They struggled to do that. And I would say they downright failed to do that. But in the case of Lament of Innocence, and I would assume also Curse of Darkness, they actually did a pretty good job. If this came before Curse of Darkness, then I have pretty high expectations of Curse of Darkness, because this is already pretty good. Managed to block that. What's most important is that I block those big heavy flame attacks that he does, because that's 60 damage dealt to me each time, which is bad news, very bad news, if I get hit by that. We're doing fairly well, but I'm not out of the woods yet, you see, because I'm still taking damage here. Hold on. Can't really avoid those hits, unfortunately. Hold on. This is important. Let's heal up. We've only got one high potion left, really. I can't really avoid that. High potion, that's it. That's my... I cannot heal further than this. Like, I actually can't. Stop that. Get out of that screen, you fucking fool. Okay, I shielded that. That's very important. I mean, we're doing well. We're doing well. Like, this is better than we've done at any point prior to this. I think I failed to shield that. Cross again. Cross again. I think we've got him, guys. That fucking attack. That is exactly the attack that I was talking about. Oh my god, how frustrating. How frustrating is that? I was so damn close, but that's not a bad thing. I just hope that I didn't fluke that, meaning that I'd need another 4 attempts to do as well as that again. I'm hoping that that is a result of me learning how to fight him. And if that is the case, then that is a good thing that we did that well, because it means I'm learning. It means I'm doing better. So I'm keeping on top of my cross usage, because again, the cross is what's doing most of the damage here. It's not my whip. The whip is important, let me tell you, but the whip also puts me in a position where I am vulnerable. I become totally reliant on flinching him, and sometimes I can't flinch him. In the case of the cross, that is doing effectively passive damage without me needing to do anything. I can be blocking the attacks of this boss and still be dealing good damage thanks to the cross. So I would very much like to keep on top of my cross usage and get him killed. Hello, William. I believe I've seen you before. Haven't seen you in a little while though. Welcome back. If you are not the person that I'm remembering, then you're not the only person I've found with the name William, but with an N instead of an M. bit of an unusual name. Alright. Taking some hits here. No, not a ruby. I don't know what that does. Ah, UA Gaming, well. That makes two of us playing PS2 games this time. I cannot be taking that hit. If I'm taking those hits, that's basically confirmed failure because and you're noticing that I just can't. Yeah, I'm doing so much worse in this confrontation versus last time. So much worse. Yeah, and that didn't kill me because I managed to guard that, but still. I'm definitely doing much worse now than I was last time, without a doubt, in my mind. No, I can't be taking hits from that. That is the fucking thing that's been killing me. Because it takes too many of my potions to replenish that. Need my cross, there we go. Okay, well that's fine, but kind of in danger right. No, that again, okay, that didn't kill me, but still, that's bad, that's really bad. I can't be taking that hit. I've taken like 3 of them this time around. No, shield it. You're fucking yourself up, man. You can't be doing this to yourself. So I'm actually given an invulnerability period when I do. Okay, shield that, that's fine. Do it again, do it again. Okay, well, there you go. Again, I'm getting so damn close to killing him, but what that shows is that mechanically speaking, had I not actually taken like 3 of those big 60 damage fire attacks, I would have killed him there because I dealt a lot of damage in that time. I'm almost beating him here. I think I'm doing alright. I'm very, very reliant on potions. I don't deny that. But I think I'm making good progress with him. I think maybe 2 more attempts at most, and he should be dead. I think when it comes to evasion, I could be a little better. You're seeing that what happens is I block, if he's doing that triple attack, I block the first attack, make an attempt to evade the second attack, and fail, and then I successfully block the third. So no matter what, I am taking damage every time he does that triple attack. Which is, you fucking piece of shit, just get the fuck, you know what? No, I'm not doing that. Sorry, I stood in the door for a little while. Hang me, why don't you? That stupid fool is standing in the door preventing me from going there, like, fuck off. I don't have time for that. Unbelievable. I'm not English, I'm Australian, but I do speak English. Anyway. I think I'm doing fairly well. And again, trial and error, or failure we could say, is your best teacher. Oh, fuck off. I don't have time for that. I do not have time for that. Really getting annoyed by that perspective issue. Alright. Platform number 2. If you start missing that, we're going to have problems. We're going to have some serious problems because that's step 1. You can't even get to the boss unless you do that right, so... Shape up, Doomling. I'm lying, I'm Italian? I don't think I'm Italian. I don't believe I'm Italian. No, I'm definitely not. I don't think there's a shred of Italian in me. I think there's a bit of French. But I don't think there's any Italian. My grandfather is of the opinion that I am distantly related to the Huguenots. So, yeah. I don't know. I think we're all distantly related to the Huguenots in one way or another. It's just the way it is. That explains the wine. No, I'm not saying... I'm saying I'm more French than Italian. I was specifically saying, William, that I'm not Italian. That's what I was trying to say. Oh, I managed to get a perfect guard there. How the fuck did that happen? I've got no idea. Or maybe I timed it right or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to time it right. Shit. Okay, now. Potions. Well, I was trying to guard, but I was stuck in a fucking combo, wasn't I? Now I'm just playing stupid. Okay, maybe I just need to time it right. No. Okay, as long as I get out of that attack, I'm okay. No, you are playing like a fool, Doomling. You are playing like complete shit, and you need to stop doing that. Now get your cross out. It's not over yet, you might be okay. You might manage. I know I need to get my cross out. This is the thing, I never want my cross to not be there. My cross is playing a major part in whittling down his health. Let's get that high potion out. Did I get it out? I did, just towards the end there. Cross, thank you. Okay, that's lovely. That's just lovely, isn't it? That's the attack that is fucking me constantly. Constantly fucking me. Get him, there we go, done. With only that much health to spare, no more healing items. By the skin of my teeth, he has been killed. Fucking hell. They found Australia to be a very good country, well. Yes. I don't know, I'll give my grandfather the benefit of the doubt. He followed the family tree, I did not. But there you go. I do have direct connections, however. That's on my father's side. On my mother's side, I am my great-great-great-grandfather, as well as his son, who would be my great-great-grandfather, were involved in the sinking of the Lusitania. They were on a fishing vessel from the Isle of Man that was responsible for saving many, many lives during the sinking of the Lusitania. So at the very least, I mean, I have a few relations of that nature, but that one there is no question about that one. I was present for the 100-year anniversary of the sinking of the Lusitania on the Isle of Man in 2015, and that was nice to be there. I did beat him, yes. Australian spiders are no joke. But yeah, what did I get out of that? I was told by Vernon that I would get something useful there. Maybe I acquired something and didn't notice. But, did I get meth? Because oh, here we go, Whip of Flames. That's what I got. So, we want Whip of Flames. I ask if I got meth because the game wants an offering of meth. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then don't worry. You will know. Come on. So what we can do is we can make our way to that boss door. Not that boss door. Well, yes, we are technically making our way to the other boss door, but going to the save room first and foremost to ensure that we don't have to do that fucking boss confrontation again. Keeping in mind that I have no healing wares at this time. I used them all during that damn confrontation with the flame elemental. He was an asshole. I'd like hearts if I can get them. I really need them at this point. I can probably grind them, honestly. Because I believe that they respawn. Am I getting 5 each? No, I'm getting 2 each. Well, that's fine. I've got a flame whip now, so I'm hoping that I'm doing more damage with my whip versus the previous whip. It was called Whip of Alchemy, but it doesn't seem to have any special ability. It's just a whip that was created using alchemy, I guess. Yes, I did win, Vernon. That has been taken care of. Alrighty, so that was a very quick dog walk. You said you were walking dogs, right? That was like a 15-minute dog walk. Well, I guess that's not too bad. I need to go walk doggos, you say. Well, that was a fairly quick dog walk. What I'm going to do is I'm going to collect some hearts here. They do respawn, so I will do that. And then I will save again. I believe 90 is my new max. Let's go in the door, and then go back over here. Go. Excellent. Very easy to collect hearts, as you can see. It is not what you would describe as being a rare or valuable commodity. Very easy to acquire. Alright. Well, thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. It's always important to do something that's a little different from the masses, isn't it? And I hope that I have that. And your comments help solidify that. Meth. Alright. Well, I don't think I have meth. I didn't get any meth from that guy. He obviously wasn't dealing. So the question becomes, where do I get my meth that's needed? Okay, so I guess I have to come here later. Let's go to floor 3. We didn't acquire a red key, which means that we can't go to that locked door, so our final port of call is floor 3 over this way. So let's go and do that. I just hope that I'm not going somewhere that I can't continue in. I feel like acquiring the flame whip doesn't seem to... I can't imagine that actually allowing me to continue, but Vernon says that's needed to continue, so we'll see. Here we go. We're on floor 3 now. Hello, what's happening over here? We've got some enemies to kill. Oh, we're doing much more. We're doing a lot more damage now. Keeping in mind that previously, you guys are tricky dicky. And previously I was doing about 21 damage with heavy attacks. Now I'm doing 38, which is pretty good. Nothing to complain about there. So we can either go that way or this way. Let's go this way. This is the tricky way, in the sense that the auto camera does not point me in that direction. So what's that? It's that weird thing. It's almost like placing a mine on the ground. Oh, it's one of these again. Like the corridors with lots of directions to go in. Okay, let's go this way first. Right, I see. Well, that's good to know. I guess I need an E somewhere to run. It'd be great if it were a more common phrase or common word. I understand. Because I have a flame whip, these guys are totally resistant to my attacks, which means I have to use my cross for this. Hoping that that does enough damage to them. It did do enough damage to them, thank God for that. And these flame zombies are also totally resistant to my flame whip. You know what's frustrating to me? Is the fact that the whip doesn't just do reduced damage, the enemies are totally resistant to my whip. Don't you tell me you are also totally resistant. I don't want to see that. Look at you, motherfucker. You actual dick. I can't believe it. You give me a flame whip, and then I try to use it against enemies and it deals 0 damage. I mean, that's an insult. I needn't suffer this fucking affront. Or this effrontery, I should say. Get the I mean, I understand. You guys are going, oh wow, Doomlink, you play like shit. Well, yes, no kidding. I'm doing what I can. Oh. Okay, stop that. No. Okay, well that was a good maneuver, wasn't it? I almost for a moment gave the impression that I could play the game well. Okay. So you're dead? I don't like having to change my whip, okay? I'm not impressed by that. I need hearts. Am I at the max again? Ice whip kills these guys. Well, I don't know where the hell to get the ice whip. I got the fire whip from the fire elemental. Don't tell me I have to fight an ice elemental. I hope not. I barely killed the flame elemental. Seriously. I barely killed it. And I'm out of potions, and I don't want to have to manually go back to the guy who sells them, because that's going to take forever. Last boss that we killed gave us a warp point to that guy, which was all with it. No, oh, come on. Come on. That's not nice. That's not okay, actually. I'm officially upset. Oh, here we go. We've got a high potion just sitting around. Give it to me. That is for emergency situation. Why are you guys so damn strong? You've got a lot of health. More than you should have. There is an ice elemental, but it's not from the boss fight. Well, Sean, it doesn't seem to be too complicated a game, but I would say people who can play Castlevania 64 and Legacy of Darkness are more like mutants, or they've played the game way too much. That's what I would say about those games, but this game doesn't seem to be too complicated. Or maybe I have misinterpreted something. That looked like 71 damage on one attack. That's pretty good. These guys, these hanged men, are just going to spawn infinitely, it looks like. So the point is not to kill them, it's to go somewhere. Here we go. That's what we... No, that's not what we want. We want to go somewhere else. Over to the opposite side. Let's see what we can do. Maybe going up... No, can't go up there. Can I really not get up on that? There's no door. Come on! Like it says there's an exit there, so what the fuck do you want from me? What do you want from me, game? I'm doing what I can. I can do no more than what I've done today. This is the limit of my capabilities. Well... Okay, get up on there, and then maybe I can jump over onto... No, can't jump onto that ledge. There's an invisible wall between myself and that ledge, so... Okay, there is an exit on the opposite side of this room that is totally invisible to me and cannot be accessed. I don't understand why. That makes no sense to me. There is no camera angle that shows me where this fucking exit point is. What the hell? So I just don't continue in this direction because I cannot see a way forward? Is that what the game's telling me to do? Well, I can do that, but it's awkward. The camera angles don't just fail to help. They are downright preventing me from seeing where I'm going. Okay. I can guess that it's not on the ground level, that's pretty clear. So I'm supposed to get to a higher point, but there's nothing over there. I can't believe it. That's the first time I've reached an exit point or entrance, depending on how you want to refer to that, and it's totally invisible to me. It's probably a way back. Yeah, probably. I don't know, but all I can say is that that's some serious donkey dick. Not impressed. Let's go make our way through here. Now, oh, no you don't. No you don't. I have no reason to deal with any of you guys. No reason whatsoever. I'm making my way currently to that save point. Whoa! He nearly got me there. That would have been unideal. So we are heading over here. I'm making my way to that save point. I don't know if I'm going to clear this floor, or rather this entire location in this recording. I'm not going to make any promises, because if it ends up being really lengthy, I might stop. But I will say at the very least that I would like to get this done in this recording. We'll see what we do. We'll see what we can do. We will see what happens. Okay, save point is just over here. Again, I do this for the reason that I don't have too many healing wares. I believe I have 1 potion and 1 high potion and maybe something else. Although I'm not 100% on that. Come on. That's alright. I don't need to be guided every step of the way, I'll work it out. Again, it doesn't seem to be too complicated, it's just I think I suck. I'm not that good at playing video games, I have to make that quite clear. There are certain series that I'm good at, but in terms of playing games in general, I'm not that good. No, I have not, Vernon. I have not yet been there. But the mere asking of the question makes me wonder why it's being asked. Oh well. So we've got another cross here, but I don't believe we will get anything here. We will instead just get money because we've already got a cross. It cannot be upgraded further than its current level. It's not like Legacy of Darkness. Oh, hello. So we've got a high potion here. Come on, shield. No. Don't take damage like a fool. Okay, that was something that I just did. It's some special attack. Oh no. So triangle, square, triangle is the spin attack. No, stop that. Why are you still alive? Get out of here. Thank you. Oh, we've got 2 of them there. That's always good. Oh, there are no more enemies to speak of. Thank God for that. Alright. You've never played a Castlevania game before. Look, I hesitate to refer to this as Castlevania. It has the essence of Castlevania, but it's different. It's 3D Castlevania. It's just, I wouldn't want a person to consider this to be representative of the series. I think it's a little too different for that. It's not necessarily a bad expression, it's just 3D Castlevania is not the way it originally was, and there are certain differences there that should be taken almost as an offshoot to the main series. So, stop that. I hate these divers, mad diver. You're gonna drive me mad is what you're gonna do. Thank you. He starts bleeding, he explodes into blood. Great. Ancient Text 3. When the scorching statue is frozen, the defender will crumble. Okay. I do seem to recall there being a direction that I was able to go in the past that I didn't go in. There was a statue that was blocking it. That's actually a really good point. There was a statue blocking one direction that I could have gone in previously, and I didn't go back to see if I could get through there. I think I was given a hint by way of ancient text that by interacting with a tapestry I could somehow get past that statue. Maybe it's worth backtracking to there while I remember to do that. I may do that. I believe it's still in this location. It's not on this floor, and it's not even on floor 2. It's on floor 1. So, I will have to try to remember to do that. Yeah, ice move. Well, that's true. Look, I don't think this is a bad level necessarily. Or that these levels are bad, it's just... It's not really at the level of traditional Castlevania. Put that away. What have we got here? Meth means death. MF means life. There are a lot of people who would attest to the fact that meth means death, yes. Okay. It's just funny that they were willing to go ahead with that. I mean, it's not like in 2003 no one knew what meth was. Meth was well known, very well known. Meth got big in the 90s from memory. So, yeah, or went big. Meth was the new heroin. So, oh, here we go, here we go. I've got another one of these things, do we? What's this? MP max up, well. This is true. Look, Sean, I would say that you have traditional Castlevania and then you have Metroidvania. 3D Castlevania is almost not even Castlevania, but I would struggle to compare Symphony of the Night to, say, Super Castlevania 4, for example, because those are just different games. They are expressions of Castlevania, but it wouldn't feel right to me to compare them in terms of quality, because they both have really special aspects to them that are almost preferential. You can't say strictly this is better, that's better. There are purists who will say that Metroidvania is inferior. There are purists who will say that Metroidvania is a more evolved and ideal version of traditional Castlevania, but yeah. Super Castlevania 4 is the other best example. Well, yeah, that would be, I would say the best example of traditional Castlevania would be Super Castlevania 4, and Symphony of the Night would be the best example of Metroidvania. For argument's sake, well, not for argument's sake. Hold on. I'm going to flip myself there. I'll show you both. Check this out. There is Castlevania Symphony of the Night on PlayStation 1. There's Super Castlevania 4 on Super Nintendo. Excuse the chroma key for taking the colours out. But they're both here. The best games of their era for Castlevania. Anyway, just thought I would show that off. No, I wasn't aware of that. I'm not too up to date on the Metroid community. I played Metroid when I was younger, but haven't recently played Metroid at all. And I plan to get into it, but... Oh, I actually do need to kill the enemies in this area. Okay. Okay. I only need to kill this guy here. Of course, the red skeletons are not in any way worthy of being killed because they are distractions. They cannot be killed. Not doing too well health-wise. But I should be okay. Depends what's in this area, though. I might get a nasty surprise. This looks like... Well, it's a telescope, obviously, but... What relevance does this have? Well, let's go and climb up here, I guess. Hello. Okay, I hit a switch. Well, that's very much like the Tower of Death sort of thing. We've got all the cogs and the mechanical platforms and such. Can I get up there? Oh, thank you. That's all I ask for. No, oh, the perspective is awful. Can I tell you the perspective in this game is worse than the Nintendo 64 games I see? I have a limited amount of time in which to do this. But the perspective is actually worse. I don't know how they managed to do that. It's shocking to me that they managed that. That almost takes talent to have worse perspective than what they had in Nintendo 64 era Castlevania, but they've managed it. They have managed it. It does blow my mind, personally. Get the fuck me! Just missing that jump has meant that I've failed. Oh, how annoying is that? If you can hear a low frequency rumble, it's a garbage truck in my street. Yeah, Metroid Prime, from my memory, is not proper Metroid. Oh fuck! You know what? This platforming garbage? I understand that platforming is just part of Castlevania, but holy shit. In the 3D space, it is not fun. At all. It's just complete garbage. Like, I don't know what I can and can't do at any time. Sometimes I feel like I can do this and that, and then other times it's like, no, my character doesn't want to automatically grab onto the fucking edge of the thing that I'm jumping onto or whatever. At least in Nintendo 64 era 3D Castlevania, I can just hold the A button and be sure that my character will grab onto it. Get up there. What the fuck is your problem? Are you actually disabled? Like, I get up to that level and he chooses not to grab onto it. Why? Probably because I'm 1 pixel off being in the right place. I mean, eat a fucking dick. Seriously. I can't believe it. Okay, get up there. I have enough time to do it, it's just I have to do it right. I think I understand the point. You can't walk off the edge. That's important to note. You can position yourself properly by resting assured that you will not walk straight off. It prevents you from doing so. Okay, what's that? I feel like that has relevance to it. Can I attack that? No. Just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. So, where the hell are we now? It took quite a lot of effort to get to this point. Oh, please tell me I can get through those doors. If you're going to tell me I can't get through those doors, I might cry. Okay, good. You didn't need to see me burst into tears on camera, which is just... Well, it's a good thing for both of us. Well, maybe it's a bad thing for you, good thing for me. You've missed out on some excellent entertainment. Here we go. This is important, whatever this is. What is that? E-tablet, there we go. A stone tablet carved with an E. That means that I can actually go to the meth guy, the meth thing. It wants a meth offering. Well, I don't have a meth offering, but I do have a stone tablet containing the letter E. Oh, I'm glad there's no fall damage in this game. Thank God for that, otherwise that may very well have been my death. Can you imagine how annoying that would be? I can't. That's beyond my reckoning. Okay, so back down to floor 2, and I think we've explored everything else except for that weird-ass direction that I couldn't see an exit or entrance in. That was ridiculous. But back down to floor 2, we'll be able to save. We've taken care of this location, we acquired the E-tablet, and I'm ready to go. And deal with this golem guy. We'll see if he's difficult. I have a feeling that he might be harder than that flame elemental, because if you think about it, we needed to kill the flame elemental to get to this point. So you would imagine that the boss following the flame elemental would be harder. But it's not always that way. Sometimes they have easier bosses, I don't know. Maybe the difficulty of the boss will be balanced out by the fact that we had to really work to get to the boss himself. So we'll see what happens. If he seems to present too much of a challenge to me, I might just end the recording and continue in the next one, because I feel like I've done quite a bit this time around, but we'll see what we can do. So this save that we just made is going to be the save that we use to retry this boss. Okay, yes, I would like to use the E tablet. That's not how words work. That's just weird. Okay, here we go. The golem is assembling. And he's ready to fight. He's got a double health bar, and I'm somewhat afraid. Somewhat. Okay. We're going to be using the cross. And he dealt damage through my shielding, which is bad. Bad news. He can paralyze me. Bad news doesn't even begin to cut it. He can paralyze me for a long fucking time. Are you telling me that I need to cure myself of paralysis? Probably. That's probably what's happening here. But I don't have any cure for that. I've got one potion here. Great. Holy shit, he hits me straight through my guard. Fucking paralyzed again. This guy's awful. I mean, definitely there's a learning curve here. There's nothing I can do. I'll use a high potion in the interest of continuing to learn how to fight this guy. Oh, we can just perfect guard everything? Okay. Fuck you. Look at this. Look at this guy. What an asshole. Oh my god. You're real funny, guy. Come on. You know what I might do? I might actually change whips. Maybe that'll make this easier. I don't know if a whip of flames would help me here, but... Okay, got a perfect guard there, which is good. Yeah, I'm actually dealing more damage that way. I would hate to have wasted that stupid... Oh, actually, this is not a difficult boss, really. Except for that paralysis. That paralysis is some fucking shit. Does mashing my buttons help? I think it does. I think mashing the buttons helps. It's actually good. Please don't take your hits on, like, really stupidly. Try to go around him if you can. Well, I'm paralyzed again. Yeah, mashing buttons helps. That's actually really important. If you don't do that, you're almost wasting your time. Oh, here we go again. So, I think one more attempt and I'll have this guy dead. I think he'll be down for the count, well and truly. He keeps doing this. Let's stop hitting him. There we go. Just like that. Oh, I'm out of uses. Can I kill him? Oh my god, look how close I am. Hit him, hit him, hit him, hit him, hit him, hit him. He's dead. That was probably... Oh, come on. Okay, well that's still alright. I think that's a single health bar. Yeah, that's a single health bar. Provided he doesn't heal himself again, we can probably kill him. I was going to say that that was the dodgiest boss kill ever because of my terrible performance. But, yeah, I think we'll be alright. I think we'll be alright. Just need to perform a little better and also mash buttons to get out of paralysis. It makes sense because we can't actually use a usable item to get out of paralysis. So it makes sense that we'd be able to do something that is, I guess, innate. Something that can be done without a usable item to actually break free of that. Although I'm not impressed that I have to sit here and watch this guy assemble himself every time I try to fight him here, but whatever. Ugh. No, stop that. Put that away. Why is it that my shielding does fucking nothing? I don't like that at all. I'm just gonna have to mash him, seriously. I mean, that's the way I deal with it. Oh, hold on, I don't have my correct whip. That is very important. Yes, Vernon. Thank you. If I can keep getting him stuck in this, then that's alright. I need to make sure that I don't keep the cross on him. Like so. If I can keep getting him stuck in that, then that's actually pretty good. I'd like to actually prevent him from doing his attacks. That's really good, look at that. Dealing passive damage. That's very good. I'm getting my equipable. I've got a super potion. Holy god, when did I pick that up? I don't seem to recall doing that. Okay, you go and shield. I don't mind you doing that. He's almost down for the count. Alright, next health bar, and we've still got some healing wares left. So we're doing alright. We're doing alright. Keeping in mind that we always have the ability to go and buy more potions if we need them. It's just, it's annoying to do that. Whoa, he is harder at this level. He is definitely harder. No, he's not that strong, is he? Look at how much. Okay, never mind. What the fuck is going on there? I do not like how damn strong he is. I don't like that at all. There's my super potion. I don't like this at all. He's only taking. How is he taking damage here? Okay, what is happening there? He's not taking actual individual hits here. Can you fucking stop doing that? I cannot avoid it, and I cannot seem to I seem to be unable to shield it. The red spot. Well, I can't fucking see anything because of this shit camera. Red spot. I can barely see this shit. Yeah, I can see that there's a red spot now. I couldn't see it because the camera is about as helpful as the most unhelpful camera could possibly be. Seriously, like, red spot. What fucking red spot? All I was seeing was his back because of the camera. Red fucking spot. Unbelievable. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is to make life easier. Armor. Oh, I do have an earth plate. I thought it was just going to be a passive item. Oh, fuck you. Okay, I'll have to leave and then save again. Yes. I mean, the camera angles, come on. Thank you. I mean, I just want to go through the damn door. That's all I ask for. I mean, if I have to press square to go through the door, why do you make it so that I can't go through the door immediately? If I accidentally press square, then that's on me. That's not on you. So just let me go through the damn door. Assholes. Okay. Fucking hell. I don't like this boss. I don't like it at all. But at least I can access it quickly each time. One thing that oh, you know what I need to do? I need to get more hearts for this conference. No, I've got 90. Never mind. I can't collect more than that. I can't believe that I got through that many hearts in that time. Yes, use the E-tablet, and then I have the pleasure of sitting here and watching the damn cutscene, which I very much don't enjoy. Oh god. Great. Let's get out the cross. And he starts shielding immediately. He's so quick to start guarding, isn't he? If I can keep getting him into a position where he feels like he needs to guard, then that's going to be really good. Okay, I don't want to get hit by paralysis. The paralysis seems to be the shockwave effect. Okay, so when he gets hit by lots of little individual attacks at once, he is prompted to guard. Which is honestly fine, because in that time I can get some heavy hits in. As soon as he starts to take damage from the cross, he starts to shield, doesn't he? He's specifically designed to block sub-weapon attacks, is my guess. It might be specific to the cross, but I don't think it is. I think it's specific to sub-weapons. At least I now know what to do with him. I can aim for that stupid red spot. Oh, damn it. No. I hate that stupid punching garbage. Meant to do my strong attack then. No, you fucking don't. That punch is too on target. I can't deal with that. Fuck me. Alright. Potion. Potion. High potion. I can't fucking see what I'm doing. Cross, please. Here we go. There we go. Still got our super potion. Just as well. Just as well. Well, that's good to hear, Sean. I'm glad you appreciate that. I'm well known for coolly and calmly expressing deep rage and frustration. Oh dear. Yes, that's what I was actually aiming to do, Sean. Because I realized during my Flame Elemental confrontation that I do have an invulnerability period while activating the cross. It lasts for, I think, as long as about 2 seconds. So I was trying to do that. Alright.
Welcome back.
So let's go and buy some more potions. We have 0, so let's get 9 of those. Goody. Is it worth getting high potions? I think so. I might get 2. It's a bit pricey, but here we go. Meteor plate. That's worth purchasing, I think. It's a bit colourful, a bit fancy looking. Is it worth getting uncursed potion? I think so. Let's get 2 of those. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I will get 2 of those as well, to have a total of 3. And that's worth having as well. Just 1 of those, and then I'll get the meteor plate. Very good. Okay, and then I can probably sell some stuff too. Oh, here we go. I thought he had something important to tell me. But no, he really doesn't. Okay, so I've got a ruby, which I think I accidentally consumed in the past, but and actually got some health from it, but yeah. I am unaware of the item duplication system. This is my first time playing through the game. I'm certainly playing straight, as you phrase it. I'm not going to be doing any exploits on my first playthrough. That's not going to be happening at all. If I do happen to do that, it would be an accident, but I know nothing of any item duplication glitches. I actually, the reason why I'm playing the PS2 Castlevania games is because I believe, playing Symphony of the Night, and I said to my chat that I was intending on playing the Nintendo 64 Castlevania games. No, actually that's not true. I was playing Demon Souls, and someone was talking about how they really I was talking about Castlevania while playing Demon Souls, and someone said they really liked Curse of Darkness, and I said, well, that's very similar to Legacy of Darkness. Are you talking about that game? And he was like, no, I'm talking about Curse of Darkness, and then I checked. That's probably not even correct. I'm just going based on vague memories. But, and then I thought, okay, well, I'll play Curse of Darkness. I'll do a live stream playthrough of that. I was familiar with the Nintendo 64 Castlevania games, and I was also familiar with Lords of Shadow, but I had somewhat forgotten about the PS2 ones. And so I thought I'd get Curse of Darkness, but then I actually checked the chronology of releases for 3D Castlevania games and realized that Curse of Darkness was preceded by Lament of Innocence. And so that's why I'm playing this game first and foremost. I do plan to play Curse of Darkness once I've finished one vanilla run of Lament of Innocence. I've got no idea if there are other game modes that you can play through the game with, like New Game Plus, or other characters you can play as. I've got no idea, and I'd rather not know. I'd like to find out on my own. But what I can say is that this will just be a vanilla playthrough, and once I'm done with that, we'll be moving on to Curse of Darkness. So, there you go. With that, I think I'm done here. I got some money back, which is good, and I think I'm pretty well organized. Pretty well prepared for the next location. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to a new location, and then I will finish this recording at the first save point that I reach. That's what we'll do. I see. Well, that's good to know that it is specific enough to not do accidentally. I certainly won't be doing item duplication, don't worry about that. Okay, so you can see that one of our 5 orbs has... another one of our 5 orbs has begun to glow. We have a purple one, a green one, and a yellow one that have yet to glow. We've got 3 more locations to go through. So let's go and make our way. Let's go over here. I'm going the right way, aren't I? No, I'm not. Am I? Yes, I am. We don't need to go to that save room just yet. As I said, I will go to the save room that is in the next location that we go to. So we have cleared that place. What I don't like about it, this is very dodgy. You can't actually see what the locations are until you step on the circle, at which point you will warp to the location. You cannot see what the location is, or if you've cleared it, without going there. That is poor game design. I don't like that. Oh no, you can actually do that. See? You can't step on the circle for too long. So I'm wrong. So there's the Anti-Soul Mysteries lab. That is cleared. Got House of Sacred Remains. That is cleared. Let's go here next. Never been here before. Let's see what we've got. You've never heard of this Castlevania, Michael? Well, I'm sorry to say that I'm almost done with this recording. You have tuned in 3 hours in, so... yeah. I cannot hold any more potions, which kind of breaks my heart. Oh well. I got a free potion, but admittedly it's only $200 or 200 gold, whatever unit of currency they're trying to use at this point. So, I probably don't really need to worry too much about missing out on that. Oh, hello. New technique. Square 3 times in circle. Tosses enemy into the air by slamming the ground. Okay. So I tried to do that. 1, 2, 3, triangle? No, that doesn't seem to work. Maybe I'm not doing it. 2. Here we go. I think that was it. Wasn't it? So rather than doing like a quick combo, you actually have to do the attack animations to achieve that. So we seem to have a door over here that needs colors filled, so those will turn green, and then once they all turn green, I'll be able to continue. So we're not going in this direction yet. We'll have to go this way in the future. I'm not really intending to do that, no, Sean. I will just complete the game. I'm not looking to do a 100% run, or as they often have in Castlevania, it's higher than 100%. I don't intend to do the highest percentage run that I possibly can first time around. I'm not really... I don't dislike the game, but I don't think I am passionate enough about it to really force myself to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to complete it to my satisfaction, and then move on to Curse of Darkness. That is the plan. So we will do that. Alright. So this is a direction we can continue in. I'm ensuring to acquire as many hearts as I can as I go through here, because I don't have too many of them. Or I have a lot less than I did have before the golem fight anyway, so I'm ensuring that I grab as many as I can. Get out of here. What's that? Rosario? So in other words, a rosary. Because Rosario, I believe, is the... is it the Italian version of rosary? I believe it is. So I managed to pick one up, but I don't know what that does. Let's see if we can work that out. It's not in items, it might be equipment? Oh, that's right, I need to equip my meteor plate. That's important. So it's not, I thought it might be an accessory, it's not. I mean, you pick up a fucking rosary, that's not even an accessory, what is it then? I've got a red orb. That's interesting, I'm going to try to equip that and see what that does with my cross. I don't know, I thought I picked up a rosary, and apparently I bloody well didn't, so now I'm confused. Well, that's true. I certainly don't look to please others before I please myself. I must be pleased first, and the more I'm enjoying myself, the better I can present, and the better I can present, the more people will be entertained. It's not very complicated, and this is a philosophy that was developed before streaming was even a thing. This is going back to the early days of Let's Playing. You record what you like, and as you record what you like, the content quality will reflect the degree to which you enjoy what you're doing. Instant room clear, I see. Well, it's not in my item list, so I'm a bit confused as to where the hell I can find it and how to use it, but I won't worry about it too much for now. What I will do is equip my red orb and also equip that armor, because I don't think I've done that yet. Hold on, armor, here we go. Equipment, no, armor, here we go, meteor plate. And then we'll go to, let's see if, yeah, we don't have any accessories, do we? So let's go and equip the red orb here and see what this does for our cross. I had a feeling that it would be something like that, but it's not quite. No, that's not necessarily what I had in mind, but I see it's an upgraded version of the standard cross. So the standard cross was 2 crosses circling around your body, whereas this is effectively a wider diameter around you. Diameter of effectiveness. I don't know if I like that as much as my blue orb cross ability. Stop doing this. Please go here. There we go. We're going to stick with the blue orb effect for now. What is this? Maybe that is what happened, Sean. That might have been what happened and I just didn't notice. The word Rosario appeared on the screen, so I definitely acquired it. Oh, I see, we pushed this thing into position. But the word Rosario definitely appeared on the screen, so I acquired it. Oh, we've got red dots instead of green, whatever. We get all the colours in the circles and we can progress. That's how it works. Good day. No, get out of here. I don't have time for you. But I have enough time. Oh, hello, what's that? Oh, that was a Rosario, I think. I think that's... It didn't appear on the screen as Rosario, but I got that flash that you were talking about. So I would guess that's what it was. Don't say that, A-Gaming. Rosario Vampire. Don't even say that. That's a terrible anime. Just terrible. I wouldn't wish the viewing of that on my worst enemy. And those poor people who watched it when they were younger and were like, I liked it when I was a kid. I mean, come on. Come on. Anyway. Awful show. We talked about it, didn't we, actually, now that I think about it? It was with you that I was having that conversation with. You were the one who watched it when they were younger and didn't mind it. In fact, I think I was talking to my other friend who watches a lot of anime, and he was the same. He'd watched it when it came... Well, I guess he watched it when it came out. I did as well. I watched like an episode or two and fucking stopped, because I knew it was garbage. And then I finished watching it like 3 or 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I think. And God, it wasn't worth it. And I didn't move on to season 2 because it was terrible. Soundtrack is cool. Sure. Cling to what is good, I suppose. I'm still waiting for that save point. Keeping in mind I haven't saved since I killed that last boss. Imagine if I died or something. Died to something weird or unexpected. That would be pretty bad. It wouldn't just be pretty bad, it would be horrific. Oh, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with a room like this. This is awful. I want to get to a save room before I deal with this. No. I mean, this isn't terrible. I can live with a room of this kind. But not before I've reached a save point. Come on. I haven't the time for that business. No, don't pick that up. Stop it. I want the cross. My instincts tell me to go with the cross. Holy water and cross are usually my choice of sub-weapon in Metroidvania games. I like the axe, don't get me wrong, it's just... If I had holy water or the cross, I wouldn't bother with the damn axe, I'll tell you that. Okay, please stop with your stupidity. Yeah, I can see your claws, I mean, you're not fucking hidden from me, you bastard creature. It's a regular potion again. Well, I'll use this potion. I will use a potion right fucking now. Check this out. How do you feel about that? Give me the potion. Pick it up. Pick it up. Alright, come on. No, you go straight into the ground. You... What sort of fucking patience do you think I have? You stupid creature. Get out of here. And then he starts bleeding all over the place. Check that out. That looks a little painful to me. Oh, there's no exit point there. We want to go over here. That's a weird little spot. Is there anything worthwhile here? Just single dollars, I guess. It seems that you either get $1 or hearts from those things. And if you can't get hearts, you get single dollars. In fact, no, that's not how it works. You get single hearts if you can get hearts. If you can no longer hold hearts, you will get single dollars. That's how that works. Can you... I mean, I'm playing awfully, I realise this, but... I don't like these hellhounds, they're bothering me. They almost look mechanical. It's because of the weird graphics, but... Well, the graphics aren't that weird, it's just... They are of the time, but... They almost look mechanical in a weird way. It might be the colour. Maybe the colour makes them look mechanical, I'm not sure. What have we got? Map 4. Map of the garden forgotten by time. Well, there's the garden you were talking about, Vernon, and there is my save point. So, let's go and make our way to that save point. And finish things up here. Where am I going? No, don't do that. Fuck me. Alright. Through the door we go. What? Rosario Vampire is okay if you're a fan of shows like Family Guy, American Dad, Rick and Morty, Beavis and Butthead, or any other animated show that doesn't take itself seriously. It's not a matter of taking itself seriously. You don't watch it with the belief that it takes itself seriously. You have to look at it from a different perspective. What comedic value does it have? That is the question. There is comedic value in Family Guy, American Dad. I mean, it's not that great. I mean, Family Guy is probably the one with the most comedic value out of all of those. Beavis and Butthead's very low level. I appreciate that in a way that is very unique. I appreciate it specifically because it's really low level, but Rosario Vampire is not... No, that's different. That's actually just bad. It crosses the line. It's actually not good. Beavis and Butthead was for the culture. Diarrhea. But, you know, there is entertainment to be had watching that. It's very low-level entertainment, but it's one of those things that is so dumb that you laugh at it. That's what Beavis and Butthead is. It's a little different. Whereas Rosario Vampire is so low-level that it's like, makes you sort of scowl rather than smile and laugh. That was my experience with it anyway. Popeye's alright. Oh, come on, Popeye's great. What's wrong with you? I mean, especially that old one with Sinbad. I think that was 1938, wasn't it? That episode with the one with Sinbad. There's a lot of good Popeye episodes. I mean, it's also a bit silly, I will admit. But it's got personality. I like it. No A-gaming. There are teenage guy wet dream shows that are much better than Rosario Vampire. It doesn't even work well as a cock tease. It's just bad. It's not as bad as the first season of Tolavru, but it's pretty bad. Of course, that's Toraburu, which is a play on words of the Japanese pronunciation of love, which is Rabu, so trouble. It's actually just trouble, but it reads very differently in English. Anyway, you heard cock tease? Yes, you did. But this is the end of the recording. At this point, I don't have anything more to do. I've watched the 2 seasons, and it most certainly could have been done much better, without even attempting to make it better. They almost had to try to make it as bad as it was. Well, I'm glad you enjoy, or rather, I'm glad you agree with that. But I don't know how the hell, with that in mind, you managed to watch 2 seasons of it. I can't do it. I was tempted to watch the 2nd season just to say that I'd done it, but I couldn't even do that. Couldn't bring myself. Stay away from Bible Black. That's not even comparable. Bible Black is just an H anime that's kind of, well, it's just fetishy. Or fetchy, as they say in Japanese. But, yeah, that's silly. Bible Black. It's more of a meme than anything else. Fucking Bible Black. It's forbidden from mortal eyes. Well, don't get into Euphoria then, gaming. I read the visual novel of that one. That'll change you for life. I am unemployable, so lots of free time. If I can stand to watch an anime, I've watched it. I see. Well, this is what I'm saying. I don't know how you could stand to watch the 2nd season, so stay away from Boku no Pico. Well, a lot of people haven't seen the other 2 OVAs. You've got Pico to Chico and Pico x Coco x Chico. There's more than just the first one. But anyway, I do, without getting into a bit of a what you could describe as opening a can of worms or going down a rabbit hole. That's the term, isn't it? Without going down a rabbit hole, I do thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next recording of Lament of Innocence, if that is what you are specifically watching this for. Outside of that, I do of course record many other things, and if you would like to watch those, then I will see you at that time. I don't know when I will record Lament of Innocence again. Maybe in a week from now would be my guess, or maybe even tomorrow. Who knows? It really depends on what I'm feeling. Could be anything. But I will see you all when that happens, and I thank you all for joining me at this time. Bye-bye for now.